Welcome guys, welcome. This is the 15th year anniversary of Distant Worlds, the Distant Worlds franchise. So not Distant Worlds 2 as such, but Distant Worlds itself. And so welcome. Hi Leosian and Aussie Coffee Bean. Hope you guys are doing well. Anyway, this is going to be a bit of a celebration stream. It's sort of not anywhere near my normal time. It's about 12 hours away usually, or even maybe 10 hours away from when I normally stream. So it's sort of it's a civilized time of the day for me, but I know that's not my usual streaming audience. Anyway, we're going to be having lots of giveaways of the game today as well. So there's going to be, I'm hoping to go for about 3 hours if I can do it. I've got a bit of a croaky throat, so I'll see how I go with the length of time. Any questions at all about the game, please sing out. I'll do my best to sort of explain what this incredible franchise actually is, why it's just so different to anything else around in the Space 4X genre. Certainly is really one of the, well, for me it is the best Space 4X. It's because there's just so many different things that can actually happen. So I'll do my best to sort of give a bit of an explanation. I know that a lot of people come across to Distant Worlds from, for example, games like Stellaris or Galactic Civilizations, which are great games. There we go. We've got Mobster saying hello from Tokyo. Welcome. Yes, we're going to get, I think, a lot of the people through the Australasia sort of area today. Anyway, welcome. And so we'll do the giveaways at different times in the actual video. I'll try to do them about once an hour, I think. I've got a fair few of the actual keys to give away for the game. So even if you've got the game, you may have some friends that want it. So yeah, if you win it, then we'll sort of make sure that I find a way to get it to you. We'll probably just sort of do that through email, but we'll sort of get it there. So Devlich saying time works fine when it's midnight and can't sleep. There we go. That's good. That's my welcome to my life. I normally stream at about 2 or 3 a.m. is my normal sort of streaming time, but it's 5 p.m. for me, which is nice and civilized. Except I'm going to miss out on tea because of the stream. Hi Grimalex, how are you going? So anyway, Distant Worlds 2 is completely different to any other Space 4X really out there. I really can't think of anything else much like it, except for maybe a little bit like Aurora 4X with the degree of sort of how complex it can get. But a lot of people make the mistake with Distant Worlds of thinking that it's a game where the complexity rules you, and it's actually the other way around. You rule the complexity. You decide what you are going to do with the game. I always like to think of it as probably being the only real Space 4X that gives you like a complete space opera all built into one game. There's incredible randomization in this and procedural generation in the game. There's it's not balanced, like it's reasonably balanced, but not as balanced as many of the other games. The other games are sort of built for multiplayer, so for me it's beautifully unbalanced in the means that you don't know what you're going to get from playthrough to playthrough. One playthrough may be easy, the next one may be diabolically difficult. You just don't really know. And each of the factions now plays incredibly differently to what they did in the original Distant Worlds 1. And so actually for me personally, like I actually started my YouTube channel with Distant Worlds 1 pretty much. So that was one of the few games that I was actually sort of really dedicated my channel to when I first kicked off sort of doing tutorial videos for Distant Worlds, just because people were struggling with it, and people struggle with Distant Worlds 2 as well. So I'm going to try to sort of go through some of those things, but I thought we'd do something a bit different today, and I thought we'd kick off the game with full automation for 15 years, as it is the 15-year celebration, and then we'll just take it over at that point in time. So what we'll do is we'll just get started. So we'll start a new game. And again, just seeing out if you've got any questions. I don't like playing massive games, so I'm just going to play with a 700 star in just a spiral galaxy. Spiral galaxies work fine. You can sort of set up all sorts of weird and wonderful things, like with rings where there's sort of no center, just so you've got sort of like everyone sort of interspersed in through here. These leads to interaction with your direct neighbors that are next to you, and anyone in the middle here will often struggle because they won't actually have enough resources nearby. So each of the actual starts has got a different parameter around it, like what it actually does do. Grimalex is saying Distant Worlds 2 is very cool, but also overwhelming. Automation is great though. Yeah, I'll try to explain how to play the game where you don't need to worry too much about the complexity, because the game is extremely complex the way it sort of does actually operate, but you control what does go on. So anyway, each of these different styles, like elliptical galaxies, you can see it's slightly more dense in the center. The galaxy shape, this one is sort of like a bit all over the place, but with little pockets that are clustered. The rings, this one here, you've got like a dense core, then nothing much, and then you've got the ring around through here as well. 2 rings. 3, basically a core and 2 rings, even clusters where there's little clusters around. I used to really love this aspect, like of playing the game with the clusters, and just felt that you needed to take over a cluster before you could move out, which actually felt good. This is very clusters where you got sort of like larger ones and then smaller ones. These are all random. And then just irregular is actually fully random. You can see there it's actually a very even distribution of stars in what you're actually then playing. So the different galaxies do really change the way that the game is played. I'm just going to be playing on a spiral galaxy though, and what you can't really see it in here, but there is actually there is actual spiral arms that go out from the center, and what we'll end up with is there's nebulas. I'll just keep it on normal density and through here. Nebulas are sort of like your choke points in space. They're sort of like your mountain ranges, like if you're looking at like a Age of Wonders sort of style game. They're the things that slow you down crossing through the nebulas, and so we end up with the nebulas create the actual the choke points in the game for you. And with a spiral galaxy, it works fairly well. I'll just leave it there. Just go to the galaxy settings. There's heaps of settings. Now I'm going to start this one with start a new game. I'm going to go and have the game start with young, where everyone has got 2 to 4 colonies, just to give everyone a head start. And we start then automatically on level 1. We can't go back previously to that one through there. The game is designed to be played at pre-warp and then move forward, but it's just going to take us too long, so I'm not going to do that. Galaxy aggression, I'm going to go to unstable to make it a bit more difficult. The difficulty, and you'll see if I hover over this one, this alters the Empire's rates for various in-game factors relative to the player, so it affects colony income, corruption, research speed, mining rates, population growth, war weariness, weapons targeting and countermeasures. There's other ways to make the game hard, so I think I'll even keep that on normal. But then I'll actually try to push other things to make the game more difficult. And the next one down is hostile races near the player. If I put some more in here, what that's going to do is give me a few enemies, or like typical enemy factions, that are going to start around us, which means we're going to have to sort of contend with those. So even though it's on normal, which means it's even in terms of all of those other aspects, it's still going to be a difficult game because of what we have through in here. Research speed I'll keep on normal. Research visibility, you can actually, if you're wanting to, like when you first start playing it, you are better to keep all projects visible and fixed research paths, just so you can know what the vanilla is. But we're not going to play that way. We're going to turn these off. So we're going to have only the next projects are going to be visible, and we're not going to know what the paths are to the different research areas. So there may be areas, whole other areas of the tech tree that will be blocked off to us that we won't know about. What it does do is it just randomizes the paths, doesn't randomize the tech tree itself. So just be aware of that. But it can lead to a varied start. I'll show you something when you do get started. I would suggest you restart if you don't have your extended frigates. So if you start off and for whatever reason they're missing, it means that the research, if you're starting at level 1 that is, if you're starting with the random research paths and you don't have extended frigates, restart. So it's otherwise you're not going to be able to get those, and they are important in the early game. Allow tech trading will be on. I normally turn this off with games, but in this case, it's hard anyway to do it, and there are limitations to how you can then go and do it anyway. So it's sort of one of these things where even with it on, it's not easy to do it. You can steal tech. That's probably the easiest way to actually get other tech. Pirates I'm going to keep on. I'll keep it on normal, I think. But I'll make them strong. This means that they're going to start with a cruiser when we actually come up against them. Pirate proximity would be average. When they are dead, they stay dead. Space creatures I'll just keep on normal as well. This is something like, again, as a new player, you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to put it on none because I don't want to be dealing with these guys. I would suggest even if, as a new player, that you at least go with a few, because what you're going to find is that the pirates will give you the opportunity to actually sort of show the other empires that you're good, and they will then be more receptive to you if you defeat pirates. So that's just one reason to sort of keep them in there. All right, let's continue on. Colonization. Now this one here, this is by the way has been reset to all the defaults. So I'm just going through and changing things. The colony prevalence, I'm just going to keep this on normal rather than abundant. So we'll just keep it so that there's not too many colonies around the place. Independent colonies will be normal as well. These are actually factions that start off they're not empires, but they have a single world that they control, and so they are worth trying to take over if you're actually well, either way, you either take over them peacefully and sort of bring them into your sphere, or you invade them and take them over if you're a more aggressive type player. Now, the influence range, this is where the borders extend from. The borders extend from each actual planetary body that you have settled, like that you've actually got a colony on. It will then create like an influence range out from that body, and that's also one of the confusing things in the game, which I'll try to explain. It doesn't look like it's done that way, but it actually is. So you'll see it when you realise that's what it is. It makes perfect sense. This is the colonization range limit. Now, this is how far you can send a colony ship to colonize one of the other things. I like to halve this to 150m. The reason I do that is because it forces me to try to then overcome problems where there's a colony that might be 160m away. This is the distance in the actual game itself. So in this case, the 150m is going to give me all the close ones, but not all of the medium to long range ones. And to do those, I may need to establish an outpost somewhere to actually then get the range extended, or I may need to invade a planet to take it over to get the extended range. There's all sorts of other ways other than colonization if you do have to go and get something that's fairly distant. So I just like that one through there. Now, our faction, what are we going to choose here? What I could do is just choose random, and if I don't like the faction, I will then not play it. I've got a few factions that I don't want to play. I'll just go random, and that way we'll just end up with one of the many races that actually are now part of the game. So many of these races have now been fleshed out where they've got a very, very particular way of playing, which is really, really cool, the way it sort of does work. So what have we got? We got so DasTactic out early on good behaviour. Hasn't had time to change his shirt yet. Oh, the orange. So anyway, with these, excuse me. I think it's only the Actarian is the only one that doesn't actually have the extra stuff. No, this one doesn't have the new things that every other faction has got. So any other faction, if I go to human, for example, they're going to have a whole range of things that are special features. And the Actarians is the only faction that doesn't have it. But having said that, the Actarians are one of my favourite factions. So if we end up with the Actarians, I'm going to be playing the Actarians. And we'll just go random. The ones that I probably won't play at the moment will be Artooks. These are fairly weak, and they're going to be problematic. The other ones, I like the Boscara, Dayots are great, Gizarians are great. Harkonish, I'm doing another series, so I'll avoid playing as them. Ikaru are great. Mortallans are difficult to play as, so I may still play as them if I end up getting them. Cormino are great. I love them. Tikans I'll pass up on. They're a bit weak. And Wekarus are really, really cool as well. So there's some good ones. And Xenox is now very, very good with the updates that they've actually had as well. So we've got most of them we will play. Some of them we won't. Excuse me. So what we have in through here is how we're going to start the game. Sorry about my throat. I will be coughing a little bit, and that's going to annoy many of you, I would think. All right, so Standard Empire is what we have. We've got some placeholders for future expansions. One of them is coming very, very soon. Very, very soon we're going to be able to play as a pirate faction. And so that's, I don't know when it's due to come, but it's actually not far off. So that is currently being beta tested. I think that's public knowledge now. So that's actually sort of now just in its final stages. I haven't actually played it yet. I try not to play the beta tests until they're really, really close, and then I just try to get a bit of a feel for it before I start to stream it. But anyway, that's coming. Refugee Fleet is a very, very hard start. The way I want to play this game is that's going to be too difficult for us to play in. The Refugee Fleet, you end up with with just no planets, a group of ships, maybe 2 colony ships or something like that, but some pretty powerful ships and you then have to make your own empire from practically nothing. Whereas standard empire, you are going to end up with a few colonies the way that we've got it set up. So it's certainly going to be a much easier way for us to then go and start. Government, we don't know what we're playing as. I'm just going to go and pick any old. I'll just pick that one there as the flag that we're going to have. Now the government types, there's a heap of different government types. We'll have it. I won't go through all of them, but we'll actually just let it be allowed. Whatever's allowed by our race, we'll have a look and see what that is, and so we'll have a look at that one through there. But the governments that we actually have, we've got nothing to choose from because we don't actually have an empire, and even the name, I'll just leave that one off for now. Starting situation. So homeworld situation, you either can go random, planet with moon, or moon with a gas giant. And so this is actually the easier way to play it than planet with a moon. So the gas giant is most likely going to give you fuel very, very close to where you are. Let's just go random though. The home system, now this is actually something I've always thought the game needed more in here. Going from normal to trying is a big leap in making the game so much more difficult in there. I wish that there was like two more steps in between trying and normal. And agreeable and excellent are fine, but it's a really big leap to go to trying or harsh away from normal. That's actually what that is it sort of removes some of the resources in your home system if you play it that way, and so it means you have to find them outside your home system, which may mean you never ever find them, and that's not good. So the home system critical resources is essentially, this is actually again whether this works in with trying, you can then actually sort of have that the critical ones are always there. But when I'm just going to keep this one off and just leave it just for only a pre-warp start, so I'm not going to worry about that one for now. The expansion, this is for us, our starting situation. We're going to go young like everyone else, and we're just going to go level 1. We can, if we're wanting to, like if you're really struggling with the game, start a couple of tech levels are higher than the enemy, and you'll find that you'll end up, you'll ruffle stomp your way through because you'll be that much more advanced. But it'll give you a bit of a feel for the game as well. And starting location, I'm just going to start anywhere. I don't mind where it is. Other empires, I'm just going to allow the AI to pick the empires. So I'm just going to not put any in through here, but you can actually set things up where you end up with different factions or different empires that are your enemies. Maybe you start at war with them. They may be on the opposite side of the galaxy. You can start off with empires that are massively large, like one massively large empire, for example. You can really set up anything you like in here, but we won't worry about it. Excuse me, the victory conditions, I'm just going to keep all of the defaults on, and 70% is going to be the victory threshold, which we won't get to. Start years will be off. Time limit, this is actually where you can actually have, like, I don't know why it's set to 10. It's so short. That's ridiculous. We're going to be playing 15 without even working up a sweat, so that's not going to be... so 10 is way too short as a default. That really should be 50 or 100 in reality. I'm going to keep general story events. These are actually the random things that can happen. Pre-warp home system, abandoned ships. I'll leave that one on. Abandoned bases I'll leave on. Debris fields I'll leave on. Gravitic locations, special nebula storms that may span an entire star system. Yeah, I'll keep that on as well. Major threats, the hive and abandoned planet destroyers. And then we've got planet destroyers in through there. I'll leave that on. It means we can possibly find these, particularly if you're a Mortalan. That's actually is one of the areas where the Mortalans do get a bit of a go. Return of the Shakturi, this is actually from a DLC. If you turn it off, you do then have the ability to create federations in space. If you have any of the other ones turned on, then the Shakturi will come in and then the federation will then be formed at that time based on which side you then choose to fight on. So it's sort of one of those things. I often just play with it off because I like the idea that maybe if I'm popular enough, I'm going to be able to make a federation of different other factions in the game. I'll just put it on late though in this case. Race-specific story events. Now these are almost like a tutorial. They're the same pretty much every single time, so I get bored with them. I'm just going to turn them off. And then colony events. This is actually disasters and random plagues. Doesn't have a massive bearing in the game. I'm just going to turn them off as well. They're not as bad as what they used to be. They used to be really prevalent, but I'll just keep those two off and we'll just start our game, see what we end up with. Now, if we don't like what we have, when I restart, I can just go and click restart, and it'll just use the same parameters and do another start fairly quickly. Yeah, sorry, I'm missing a lot of the comments there, guys. I'll just have a skim. If you do want to grab my attention, please just do an @DasTactic, whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, and I'll then sort of flick across and have a look. Oh, here we go. We've got this is the Engwas Oversight Directorate. Our faction is known as the Engwas Oversight Directorate. Our government is a surveillance oligarchy. This is actually a special government type for the Dayots. The Dayots are sort of like a spider faction, very, very heavily into spies, which is sort of funny for a giant spider group. But anyway. So we're the Dayots, who are typically aggressive and unreliable. Dayots have natural skills in hyperdrive research, war weariness reduction, and ground attack strength. Our leader is Quag Teklaw, skilled in base maintenance savings. Our home colony is Engwas 2, a desert savanna planet in the Engwas system. Now, the fact that it's saying it's a planet, it means that we don't actually have the gas giant next to us. That's going to be somewhere else in the system. We've also another colony, a desert savanna planet, Engwas 4. So we're in the same system with two different planets, both desert planets. Our level of technology is expanding, allow us to explore beyond our home system. So explore, expand, and conquer. Away we go. So let's just get started. Now, we're on the way on the outside edge. Now, this is not a good start. This is not a good start. So we start off paused. Just always make sure that we are starting off paused. The first thing I like to do is just, is it worth doing this? Is it worth playing this one? We're aware that there's another faction out through there. We've got like some mining stations further out than where we actually are. I might restart, but I might keep the Dayots, I think, because we did roll them. So let's just go and just do another restart and see what we can end up with. Excuse me, sorry about my throat. I might just try to get a bit closer. Just being way out on the end here is going to mean that we're not going to be in the middle of all the action. So we'll just press escape. We'll exit the main menu. Sometimes you can get crashes if you keep on restarting too much. I don't know why, but start a new game. Now to just remember all those settings, so I'm just going to go next, 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 next. I'm going to click on Dayots this time. So next in through here, Standard Empire is fine. This is going to be surveillance oligarchy, so we'll just keep this one now. Now that we've actually designed it, I'll keep the Empire flag where that is. Starting location, I'm now going to choose the deep core, just to try to sort of get into the middle of the game. So let's just start that way. We ended up in the far regions, basically, with that last start. Other empires, fine. Start the game. So it just remembers all those other settings. Let's just see where we end up this time. Now, sometimes you may choose the middle and then not be in the middle at all. You're the last faction to be placed, and so it's wherever it can squeeze you in, trying to put you in to where you actually get asked to go. So quite often you'll actually find that, particularly if you've made the galaxy fairly congested, you may find that you're miles away from everywhere. So our faction is known as the Lamtrini Surveillance Oligarchy. So that's the group. Our government is Surveillance Oligarchy, blah, blah, blah. We've got Lamtrini 4, Desert Savanna Planet, and Lamtrini 2. So two planets. We're in contact with Ryvik, an independent colony of Boscara. Okay, so we've actually got some other bug factions nearby. But that's actually an independent colony, so that's not actually an empire. Yeah, we are in the core. All right, that's cool. We'll start here. So we'll sort of allow this one to be what we do. Now, what I want to do, because it's a 15-year celebration, we're going to let the game run forward for 15 years, and then we're going to take over at that point. We're not going to get involved. I do usually have one proviso, and that's if we end up at war, but I think I'll even just not even honour that. I think we'll just let it go. So the way that we do that is we've got a few different things, and I'll come back and talk about all these things in a bit more depth. But in your Empire tab, which is the first one through here, at the end of all the sub-tabs, you've got policy settings. This is your automation. And so for the automation in the game, I'm just going to go to rule in absence, which is full. And so it's now just going to race forward and just do everything in automatic. So everything is going to be set to automation, to automatic all the way through, except there's a couple of little things that it doesn't do. And I always forget exactly where they are. If I go and have a look at, if I press escape, I'll just see if I can find it easily. So if I just go to settings, there is something in here. Yep, so when turned on, prevents many types of pop-up messages from appearing. Note that to completely prevent, you also need to use the following exploration settings in Empire Policy. So this is I'm going to need to set these things up. So suppress the messages, yes, and disable automatic error reporting, that doesn't matter. So this one here, I just need to go back into the policy settings, and so the to get the investigate ruins, it should be to investigate no report. And same with abandoned ships, investigate no report. So I'm just going to go and apply that for now. This is just to set it up so that I don't get interrupted for 15 years. I'm going to have to turn it off after 15 years manually, but if we just go ahead now and have a look at, again, the policy settings, and we go to exploration, and so it's got through here, investigate ruins when, and so by default, it's actually in through here. And so I'm now just going to go into investigate with no report. And same with abandoned ships, investigate but no report. That means it's just going to, we're going to have to undo this when we get there. By the way, this is now new in the game, where they're actually showing you the different sorts of automation settings that you've got set up. And this is really cool because you can change them in here as well if you're wanting to. I won't look at, we'll look at that as things actually happen. But anyway, we've got this one now done. So let's just now unpause the game and let's just get it running at 8 times speed. So we're just going to let this thing run for, what's the date? So 55, so 54 essentially, so 69. So in 2769 is when we're going to take over. So I'm just going to let this do its own thing. We're going to still see all of the different pop-ups. That will just do its stuff for that length of time. They're building troop transports, they're building all sorts of stuff that I may not want. But this is the AI just completely running the game. Excuse me, we can see little ships moving off to do different things, explorers moving out, we've got construction ships moving out as well. We've got this research station back over here, we've got an independent group of Boscara back out that way, making discoveries, new ambassadors appeared as well. It's just heaps of stuff is just going to happen. So it's completely hands-off at this point in time. This is one of the beautiful things about this game, is that you can play at complete automation, which is what we're doing. And so we'll just let this thing actually, again, just run through. So we've done, this is only still the first year. So we've just done the first year, that's 1 year down. Just going to grab a drink of water while we wait for this one to go through. There we go, they've made a colony ship. I don't know why. There must be another colony that they're interested in. That can be dangerous to have too many colony ships, too many colonies at the start. There goes an explorer further out to explore that little system there. Now we're seeing different borders as well. So we'll just wait for these things to make first contact with someone. New spies appeared. We're going to be getting a fair few spies. Okay, so Guntur is saying, I actually loved the first Distant Worlds, but the second was really rough at the release. It's better now. Oh, it's heaps better. It's heaps better than the original one as well. Like it's, I always found it better, but it's now so much better. Like it's a completely different game. If you haven't played it since the first one, it really is dramatically good. Okay, so yeah, so Private Joe saying, yeah, it's excellent. Cannot go back to the original. Hi, Severi. So Leosian is saying, I did like the grid-based spawn of the first one, since you could say spawn factions in A1, B2, etc. You sort of can do that now, but not much. There we go. We've just actually settled this new colony back out through here at Finbar. Okay, Private Joe saying, my only gripe is the sound design. It's really bad in my opinion. That has improved as well. They've actually had somebody that was working on Star Wars films, I think, was actually doing some sound engineering for them. Now, Rivik, it looks like we're actually trying to convince Rivik to become look, this is the independent Boscara world, which is also a bug colony, and so we're trying to convince them to actually join us in our massive empire. Now, we're getting closer and closer into here. We may find another faction in here fairly soon. Okay, we've now found pirates, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. Another colony ship has been created, so they're now moving off to set up another colony. So I'll just let them do their own thing, and then we'll sort of find out what's gone on. I found the Artuks. The Artuks are going to be an actual enemy of ours. So this is the Denebolt Imperial Coalition has been encountered somewhere. So they're in here, I believe. Like if I hover over them, we should get a yeah, there it is. There's the that's where we first found them. So that will be our enemy. Excuse me, I'm getting excited. New small spaceport established there already at Lantini 2. That's our second colony. Another spire's now appeared. Okay, we're only a few years in, so we've still got a long way to go. We'll just let the game run itself for as long as we can. So we're looking to get to the year 2769, and then that'll be 15 years after the start. So they're now building more fleets, more ships for the fleets. And we're going to have to come in and take over all this stuff and just figure out exactly what they've done. So when I do start this, there'll be a fair bit of time where I just sit and actually work through all the systems that the AI has done and try to correct them wherever I feel that we need to go and correct them. So I'll try to explain playing this particular faction, what to look for. There we go, it sets out gifts, but it still may not be good enough yet for us to go and do anything. Now we're seeing different combat occurring, like down through here with a strength factor of 162 at Iceberg. We've got another one over through here. So we're sort of ending up with problems in different locations. Those little lightning bolts with numbers just means that that's actually when we had interacted with something and that was the strength of what we interacted with. We're not going to be anywhere near that sort of strength just yet. So mission completed. So the Konid has actually now found the home world of the Artuks, and we're about 4 years in, 4.5 years. Escort is under attack somewhere back in here, so there'll be pirates in here. So they'll be close. Looks like we're sending out a fleet of just 3 ships to go and deal with that. Base raided, unfortunately. So we've actually now got the Dirty Pillagers are raiding our base. We've got a heap of troop transports have now been completed, so it looks like the AI is wanting to do invasions. I typically don't do it this early. Okay, so another independent colony of Boscara has been found out through here. The Boscara are the most aggressive of the factions, and we've now found Xenox as well. Where do we find them? Further out. So Xenox will be in here. They're also going to be an enemy. I mean, most other insectoid factions will not be enemies. So the Gizarians, the Boscara, and if there's any other Daots, then they'll most likely be friendly as well. But I'll get through all that when we actually have a look at the actual factions. So we're now 5 years in, 10 more to go. So yeah, this is the anniversary stream. So we'll be doing giveaways probably every hour. I'll try to just end up sort of doing a bit of a giveaway with the game. I don't know how easily I can do it for Twitch. Twitch is actually sort of one of those things where I may have to do a marble run to give away some of the Twitch stuff that we've got. So I might start with YouTube when we do the giveaways. And so we've got like a lot of keys to give away for Distant Worlds 2. By the way, I didn't mention that, but Distant Worlds is currently on special at the moment. So, I mean, wait until you may win a game, may win a key during this stream at some point. But if you don't, the game is 65% off, which is actually about as good as it gets for the game. And the DLCs are all off as well. There's a bit off for each of those, so it's a good time to grab the game. The base game, even on its own, is good. You've got 7 factions you can play. Certainly the DLCs do add a lot to the game as well, with the other factions that do come in. There's a border there between different groups. We'll wait until we actually get through the full area. So we've only we've still got 9 years to go. So we're not quite halfway yet. Great. Research stations, these are always valuable. Mining stations completed as well. So when you actually play the game, you can decide just how much you play like automated and how much you don't. And I play with a fair amount of automation on, and then just step in and override where I think I need to override things, which is a nice, easy way to play. And I don't play it at 8 times speed as well. This gets fairly frantic fairly quickly. But this is a fun way to sort of start the game because you don't know exactly what you're going to get. Oh, there's an independent group of Xenox back there. Now, we're giving them money all the time. So here we go. They now want to join us. So now we'll actually send a colony ship across and hopefully colonize them. But we can see that there's some sort of interaction there, some negative interaction happening in that regard. Often pirates will actually congregate around independent worlds. So in this case, we're taking it over peacefully. So I'll just keep on having a bit of a look. So Severi is saying, how much of a difference does the return of the Shakturi do? It gives you a designated end game to then play through, and I typically don't like those. So I like the DLC from what it does add, but I usually play with it turned off just because you can then create your own federations. So when you actually do find, like if you're playing as the humans or one of the other sort of good factions, you're going to end up finding that you'll end up with you'll probably find other alliances, and then the alliances allow you to then create a federation of planets. So a bit like Star Trek is sort of the way you can end up if you don't have the Shakturi expansion going. If you do have it going, then when the Shakturi arrive, you will then automatically be sort of having to designate which faction you're going to side with, either the Shakturi or with the other populations. Got some different different groups going off. Excuse me, that's like a full invasion group there. So they're going off to invade Indara, the Indara system. We don't know where Indara is. Is that a moon? Maybe it's a moon. I know they're refueling at Goldrath 4 mining station before they go off to invade Indara. That's Indara there. That's the Xenox, because the Xenox will never be friendly to us. So the colony ship has aborted their mission to establish an outpost. Now, the fact that they're establishing an outpost and not a colony is interesting. So we'll find out what's going on there as well. There'll be some sort of special resource that will have happened there that we'll probably be wanting to have. Now, it's under attack, so they're trying to establish an outpost there, but just can't land because something is in the way. Again, we can just have a quick look and see this is happening here. So there's actually something assaulting us as we try to set up, and this one has got Zentabia fluid. This is what we want to control. So we will end up in control of this. So that is the world founder, the colony ship, trying to establish an outpost here. But we'll need to actually end up with like combat ships going in to get rid of all of those. We're now invading this particular world back over here. So they're actually now doing their invasion. So they've actually now hit the ground, and we got it. So that it all happened very, very quickly. So we've taken that particular world. So our colony is expanding. They're unhappy, so they'll be possibly rebelling. This one, we still haven't colonized that yet. So I'll explain what all of these different things are in more depth when we do take over. So we're 10 years in. So we're now 10 years in. So we just need to go 5 more years and then we'll take over. We're seeing the Artuk worlds being established out through this other side. New escort completed. This is good. Critical research breakthrough just means we're going to be jumping through the pulse jump theory fairly quickly. Velocity drive is one of our special drives, playing as a Daewits. We'll probably only get, this is the only tech that we're actually going for, so we'll just let that one go. We do actually have some angry colonies, which is back out here at Indara. What else have we got? Yeah, colony conquered, that was fine. Yep, and then we've got galaxy news, that was okay. Just the Artooks are going to be doing their thing a little bit. Okay, so they still haven't been able to get exactly what we need. Establish outpost. We did actually now, I know it's aborted again. We've now finished the pulse jump theory, and we are now getting Covidian shields, so the shields. And that will then sort of start to do its thing. Yeah, so it now wants to join us again, but we need to get a colony ship out here to then finish that one off. It's actually easier to invade. Yep, so this one, it keeps on being aborted here. We're going to have to, if we haven't done it by the time we take over in 4 years' time, we'll have to do this one manually. Now there's a pirate group there as well. New admiral has appeared. There we go. Yeah, so Severi saying, might pick up one of the faction DLCs instead. Yeah, I find them better than the Shakturi. Even though the Shakturi's got more work put into it, the actual factions are really, really cool. Like the Daewits, for example, are part of another DLC. Establish an outpost. Okay, aborted again. So they're having a lot of trouble just getting this one established. Still not seeing anything coming across to Ryvik. It's funny, we've just got a little gap right through there. So you can see the choke points. If that happened to hit the nebula, it would slow right down. But it's actually fine where it is with what it's doing. Yep, they're just not able to make it. So when we do take over in 3 years' time, we'll then sort of rejig all of the military. That's sort of the main area I like to focus on personally. If I press tab, I can sort of get like a different perspective. I can sort of change the angles. So we've got another invasion. Where are you heading off to? Load troops. Okay, this is actually loading. We've been building troops somewhere else. Where are they off to now? Loading troops at Finbar. We do actually have the 1st Defence Force is retrofitting at Indara 6. This is now a happy planet. So they've sort of been suppressed enough. We've got a bit of money. The money's actually okay. It's negative cash flow, but positive cash, which is fine. In Distant Worlds 1, that wasn't the case. When we take over, I think I'll do the first giveaway at that point. Yeah, we're discovering different resources as well, which is good. We've now got 3 fleets. The automation in the game is incredibly good. Now there's actually a different group. That's different to them. I'm not sure who that is. Moving off. Looks like we're getting even more troop transports, which is too much for me. I wouldn't be doing that. We really need to get damage done in here. This is sort of something that's a really important thing, which the AI is struggling with. Overall, oh, here we go. Here we go. Now, are they going to move in to the Wartherong system? Are they going to bypass it? No, they're bypassing it. They're heading out this way. We need to get a colony ship out here, which I haven't seen one leave yet to go out this way. Now we're very, very close, guys. We're sort of right at the back end now of this 15 years, and then we'll sort of start with our 15-year celebration, 15 years into the game. So I'll just wait for it to get to the end of this one. and then we'll sort of do everything. We'll do an evaluation of everything that's gone on, and we'll then sort of reset things. Hi, Draven, how you going? Happy 15th year anniversary to Distant Worlds. Absolutely. And nearly there. So almost there now. I'll just wait till we get to the last month, and then we'll just move it down to normal. Actually, maybe just a little bit faster. 4 times speed. There we are. No, it's not quite. One more day. There we go. So it's now 15 years on, and everything has sort of now just been happening. What have we still got in through here? Ryvik accepts our gifts, but we still haven't colonised it. So we've got a lot of things in through here. Thank you, Gunter, for the gifted subs. That's very, very much appreciated. Well, it's time for our giveaway. So what we'll do is, I'm just going to go and save the game where it is. So we'll save this one at, yeah, I'll just call this one 15 years in. So I'll just call it Dayots. There we go. So that's going to be the save file. So we'll come back to that one because we're going to, first of all, I'm just going to go in and set up the winning thing for YouTube. So I'll give away a key now. And so just bear with me, guys. So again, if you are interested, like maybe just wait until the end of the stream. But it is 65% off for Distant Worlds 2 right now. And you do actually have different, things in here for the different DLC. So you've got the 4 different DLC. If I just go and click on all of these, it's going to show us. The ones that I would suggest that you look at, this one is only 10% off. It's still it's great. The Wekaris in particular are fantastic. I love them. One of my favourite factions. Just this one here, Quimino and Gizarians, 30% off. That is probably, I would say that of all the DLCs, that's my favourite. Both these factions are really, really good. And the Ikaru and Dayots as well is another good one as well. Both factions are good. I prefer these two over these two. I prefer the Wekaris over nearly everything, except that I don't really like the Artuks. So that's sort of where I stand on those. There's going to be more factions coming as well in the game, but there's a lot to like. Shakturi is really sort of like more of the end game. So if you like something where it ramps things up, then Shakturi. And I'm not typically someone who likes those sorts of things all that much, but the Return of the Shakturi does sort of give you the end game sort of crisis, I guess, in the game if you are wanting to sort of have that one. Anyway, that's the DLC. We'll go to Nightbot. What I'm going to do, guys, if you're in. I'm just going to get you to type in win inside if you're watching in YouTube. So in YouTube, if you can just type the word win in, and then I'll then just choose somebody at random. I might choose 2 people, and we'll then just sort of go that way. So just type the word win in the. Here we go. We've got some 243 raiders from Arvak. So welcome, guys. And just in time. I'm just about to do a giveaway as well. So. We've got giveaways of the game, so I've got heaps to give away today. So if you're watching in, this one should be showing up in here. There we go. We're starting to now just get the giveaways from YouTube. So I'll just give away 1 from YouTube and maybe 3 from Twitch. I think we've got a lot more watching in Twitch at this point in time. So yeah, fantastic. It's perfect timing. It literally is perfect timing. What I'll do is I'll just close down Distant Worlds for now, and then we'll just open up Marble Run, and I'll get that one running as well at the same time. And then we'll come back and do the other one. So we'll set up both at the same time. So what'll happen here is I think I'll give the first three places over the line here, guys, with Marble Run. Just get rid of that one. I always play this one differently. I'll just go continue. We'll just do a single race. Standard, yep, so I'll just do that one. We'll go random. It's going to be viewers. Maximum races, I'll make this whatever, 200. I think that'll be okay. And so what we need to do is I click on play, and I'll just have to I may have to test this first just to make sure it's going to work. We then get the race will come in, I think, and then you guys have to click exclamation mark play. So exclamation mark play will then join you into the Twitch run. So just do that one, then we'll play the race, and the first three that come through, you'll see your names appear in through this other side as well. So we'll play this one out. I'll just go back to YouTube and do the giveaway for YouTube, and then we'll give away the top three here, I think. And I'll sort of try to span things out. But just type in exclamation mark play in the chat, and then you'll actually have a marble, and we'll see who actually gets to win this one through here. So back to the giveaways in through this other side. Only got 13 entries in through here, so I'll do the giveaway now. So actually, not if you're watching in YouTube, the play is only for Twitch. I can't get a giveaway to work in Twitch like this. So you need to type the word win in if you're watching this in YouTube. So so not exclamation mark play, just the word win is all you need to do. Just WIN if you're watching in YouTube. If you're watching in Twitch, it's exclamation mark play. So yeah, so just win is all you need to do. I'll let you have a little bit more time in that case, just to put more of the wins in. So just win. Like, it's just simple win. I won't put my own in because otherwise I'll probably be in the running. What's the giveaway for? The game? Yes, it is the base game. So this is a key for the base game, and I'll give away 3 in Twitch because we've just got more people watching in Twitch, and I'll just give away 1 in here with the giveaway through here. I think I'll choose a winner now, and so this will be for YouTube only. So this is our YouTube winner is Dr. Jeff. There we go. So Dr. Jeff. So what I'm going to do through here is so you are the winner, Dr. Jeff. So you won the giveaway. So if you can contact me, please, on I'm just going to write your name on the keys. So Dr. Jeff. So I'll just get that one right. And I'll just put in the chat. If you're both YouTube and in Twitch, well then you've got 2 chances, because I'm not going to be keeping that one sort of going. So what we'll do through here, Dr. Jeff, if you can email me at daz@dastactic.com. So I'll just put my email address in there. Just email me there, and it'll probably take me a few hours to get back to it. Maybe even sometime tomorrow, but I'll then get that key to you. I've put your name next to the key. So just send me an email, and that will be all we need to do. The exclamation mark play is only for Twitch, guys. Only for Twitch. So let's close that one off. So Dr. Jeff is the winner there. What we're going to do is we're going to, I'll keep that open, so if you do want to type in the word win, you should then end up in this list in through here. So I might sticky that. No, sure, I'll just talk it through when we get there. Right, so the confusing thing, we now go back into here. We've got all the different, so it's going to be the top 3 of this one will now be in the running. So waiting to start, so I just go and click on start. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. So top 3 places will win a key each. And again, I'll just get whoever sort of wins just to email me at DasTactic. So round we go. So there's a random map. There could be, whoa, I don't know if that doesn't look like it's part of the map. So I think that whoever was doing it. So it looks like we've got Reed Wolf is actually out in front. This will take a couple of minutes to run. It's a fun way to win things. So we'll just see who's the first one down through the gap. Lucia is getting deeper and deeper. There we go. So Lucia is the first one out. Funny coming second. Smite Master third. Karendi and then Mobster. So Lucia is now sort of heading down the area. There could be areas here that will throw you off the map. So just be aware of that. It's not the friendliest game, this one. You can think you're doing quite well, and then all of a sudden you're not. You're through that area, which is good. So just see if anyone else sort of struggles up through there. if we're going to have troubles, we'll sort of see them bouncing off. Now we've got other things that we have to then get through. So Lucia is out in front by a long, long way. May still hit. Can it get through this one quickly? Oh, yes. Wow. That was super fast. Everybody else. Oh, Funny got through as well. Lucia's coming through. Now, this is not exploding, so that one should be okay. Getting closer now. It's so Lucia has got a big advantage here, but it's really the top three. So we'll see actually who comes out of this. So Lucia is the first one out of this area. Next one out is Funny. Now, through there okay. Will you get through this bit okay? Yes, straight through. Wow, what a dream run. Funny got caught. Here comes Barney Witch, A. Graven, and Mobster. Lucia is sort of heading down now to the final area. Lucia's definitely going to win it. So we've got one key there for Lucia. So that's one win. So that's number one. And then Barney Witch coming back in as well. Oh, hang on. Did that actually work? Did Lucia make it? Lucia didn't make it. Lucia's stuck on the edge. Oh my God! How did that happen? Lucia's actually stuck. Didn't actually make it. Oh, I feel bad for you, man. It's you're winning the whole way. Lucia's the best time. Okay, it's not a person. Okay, that would make sense with the little thing there. So, okay, Lucia's not in there. So, Barney Witch and RDKI and A. Graven. Well, that's congratulations, guys. You've all got keys. Well, yeah, the plot twist. There we go. So we'll just go to final results. So I'll get you three guys to guys or girls. I'll just have to jot these names down. Just bear with me, just so I make sure I get them. Barney Witch. Then we've got RDKI and A. Graven. All right, so congratulations there, and if you can send me an email at DasTactic.com, I can then send out those keys to you. So I've reserved your names on the keys, and that's all we have to do for this one. So that's all good. We'll just go and what do we need to do? Just end the results. I should be able to get out of there. Why am I not able to get out? Race menu and quit. All right, so we'll come back in about an hour's time and do that again. And I'll just keep this giveaway running as well, just in through here. So, we'll come back in at that time. I'll just leave all of these in here. So if you end up not watching, if you're on YouTube, and I'm only going to keep them for a day. So if you don't claim them after, like pretty much within 24 hours, I'll then give them away again. So that's done. So that's the marble run done. Let's get back to the game. It's 2. So we're back in. So we've done the 15 years now. We've done a giveaway. It's an hour in. So I've got a fair few keys to give away. So there was going to be a lot more coming. And Jason Henke saying it's always a fun way. It is actually. It's a fun way to do it. It is good fun. And I'm not going to tell anyone if you end up. I know some of you actually prefer the chat in Twitch, but the speed of YouTube. I'm not going to be policing who's got double entries in where. So that's not really something I'm too concerned about. So we'll go to continue game. Now we have to reset back to a system that we want to then make use of ourselves. So we've got a fair bit of work to do here because we've now inherited the Dayort Empire. Which has actually expanded a fair bit in the time that we saw it. It started off with just this one system. We've invaded this system. We're making friends with this system over through here. And so we have to now do a complete evaluation of everything we've got. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my automation settings and just go and change them back. So I'm going to go into exploration. I'm going to change these to prompt. And prompt, this is sort of like the default for investigating ruins and abandoned ships. That way it will now tell me when there's things that it needs to have a look at. I'm also going to go to the advisors and automation. I'm going to change it from rule and absence, which meant it was fully automated, complete automation everywhere. So we didn't touch anything at all through that process. And now we're going to put it down to default. And you'll see that all of these automation settings will now flick across. And most of them will go into these in through here where we've got suggest, where the advisors will make suggestions but will not implement them unless you approve them. Now, some of these get annoying. So there's a lot of things like, do you want to build a base here or whatever? We're well beyond that aspect of the game. If they want to build a base, I want them to build the base. So I'm not going to get them to ask me for that. So I'm now going to tweak some of the default settings. So I'm going to, colonization I will keep down as something that I just want to get their suggestion of the AI. This is, I think, where the game feels really overwhelming for players, particularly if you're new to the game, is you get all these messages, do you want to do this, do you want to do that? Don't worry about it. Like, you can pause the game. It's an active pause. You can do whatever you like while the game is paused. But really, like in this case, upgrading colony facilities, automate the colony upgrading of your empire to control this. I'm going to go automation. That's new to in one of the automation settings. That just means that if there's a planetary administration complex somewhere and then we get the next level, it will automatically do the upgrade for me at some point. I don't want to know about it. This is colony facilities at Wonders. I will actually have that just so we can see them. Capitals and administration. So this is facilities. Automate capital and administrative facility buildings and colonies in your empire. This is all new, actually. I haven't seen this before. There's more in here than what there has been before. Terraforming, I won't worry. I'll put that on suggestion. Colony facilities troops, I will keep them on suggest as well at this stage. Colony facilities fighter bases, I'll put them on suggest. These are all different bases that we have. This is still in the advisors and automation. So I'll leave these on suggestions. Weapons, these are sort of like big planetary iron weapons or planetary torpedo systems, things like that. Shielding as well, I'll keep them on suggest. The hyper deny, keep that on suggest. We're not going to get to that one in this playthrough. Medical, I'll keep that as well. Recreation, colony facilities construction. So this is automatic facility building at the colonies in your empire. I'm going to keep that one on suggestion because I do like to control what happens with those. Colony facilities for research, so automate research facility building. I'll leave that one where that is. The creature breeding as well, I'll just leave that one on. That's new as well. I haven't seen that before. There's a lot of new ones in here that are new to me. Tax rates, stock levels, and funding levels, really strongly suggest you leave them on auto, no matter how much of a sadomasochist you actually are. A masochist is the one I think that with that one, isn't it? Sadomasochist is wanting pain yourself. If you turn them off to manual, that's full pain levels. For things like ship construction, I definitely want to see the suggestions, but I'm going to be switching that to manual. In fact, I may just do that one now. I don't want them bugging me about building ships, so that's going to be sort of set to manual. Base construction, I want them to just do it without bothering me again. I don't want to be told about it, so just do it. I'm going to fully automate that one. Repair abandoned ships and bases, I'm going to fully automate that as well. So these are stuff just so that either manual or auto, they don't bug you with questions about it. Crash research I'll keep on manual. Research I'll keep on auto, but I'm going to be overriding it. Ship-based and design is going to be set to auto, but I'm going to override these as well. The character locations will also be set to auto, but I'm going to override those as well. So I'll do these ones. The intelligent missions I'll just keep on automation. Artifacts I'll keep on automation as well, which means bringing them back to the home system if you find them. Diplomacy and gifts. We've now invested a lot in this system. We're going to have to do something with it. I'll keep that on suggestions for now, but I'll switch that to manual soon enough. All the other things, I'll keep them to suggestions. Troop recruitment is going to be automation. I'll just keep that automated. Fleet formation, I'm now going to change that to manual. Attack fleet postures, so automate the selection of home bases, engagement ranges, etc. I'm going to make that one manual. Defense fleet postures are going to be for manual. Fleet ship management, or is it automatic top up of ships? I'm going to make that one manual. And the upgrade to fleet templates is going to be manual as well. So all of those things I'm going to be controlling manually in the game. There's a lot in there, as you can sort of see. There's a lot of stuff that can be either fully automated or fully manual. I enjoy very much managing fleets. So for me, this is the most important manual area of the game, and so I want to have full control over that. We'll go and redesign the ships. I'll give you some some tips actually on what to look for when you actually are upgrading any of the factions. There's actually a really interesting way to look at fleets in the game, or ships in the game, when you actually do start to do that one. We'll do that one fairly soon. All the rest of it I'm just going to keep where that is. So that's all now done. We can just close that one off. The other thing we need to do is just go back, and the other setting that we did change, if we go back into settings, was suppress pop-up messages, no. So we're now going to allow all the pop-up messages to come up. So that's now going to show whenever there's something important that will end up happening. It will then pause the game for us. So that's now back to the automation settings that I want. Where to start? If you're new to the game itself is really quite complex in the way that it sort of handles things. It's the difference. I'll maybe start with the difference between this and pretty much every other Space 4X game, and that is that when you actually are looking at the resources involved, it doesn't abstract the resources. The resources are, there's heaps of them. So if we go into resources in through here, and so these are just the fuel and construction resources in use. I can filter these out to all resources. So if I just go to all resources in through here, you'll see that there's heaps. They're all coming in from different locations in towards our main system. This is really the crux of the game, where it's an area of the game that when people don't understand it, it's frustrating, and you often can overextend yourself to end up with big problems with the actual game as well. So when we have a look at these, are all the trade lanes, and the thickness of the line is telling me just how much there is trade moving around from these other systems into towards our like the other planets that we actually have. So we've got sort of like there's a lot of trade, for example, coming through from Goldrath, for example. So there must be a mining operation there. A lot of it's moving from Goldrath either back across to Indara or back to the Lamtrini system, which is our home system. So we're sort of seeing different things in through that side. The resources are split between luxury resources, and you then got super luxuries like Zentavia fluid. Now we know of the one source. We haven't been able to get that one. So the first objective is going to be to secure that source and get that colony established on that world. That was going to be very important to get the Zentavia fluid coming from the Warthong system back to our colonies. And I'll explain. When I hover over it there, you can see 24% colony development, 10% colony happiness, 50% troop recovery rate, and 3% plague curing if we do get this resource. This is a monstrously powerful resource. So the gold, and this is actually a mod that colours these, like in this sense. But in this case, we don't have any Zentavia fluid in our empire, but we've got it right here. It's literally on our doorstep, but the AI hasn't been able to take that world yet. And as we have a bit of look through, these are all different sort of luxury resources. Now you can see there, Loris fruit. There's another gold one. We haven't found any of those yet. Again, this one actually has like 26% colony development. This Caribbean spice is another gold one. There's only 3. So Caribbean spice is like an Arrakis or June. This is like the spice of June. This is always going to be a desert world. So it's going to be sort of like with sandworms and things. And so this is essentially Arrakis, wherever you find Caribbean spice. But we haven't found any sources of that yet. Loris fruit is always going to be on sort of like a marshy swamp world. And this is sort of like, again, these have got different benefits they give you. And then the third one in that sort of like the special resource, Zentavia fluid, is always found on volcanic worlds, is sort of the way that one does work. But they're the super resources. And you can see there the price. If you get hold of these ones, the cost of these is exorbitantly high. So based on the rarity of the different resources that you can then find, like there's one source we've found, but we don't have a mining source of that one just yet. So there's a lot of these with 0, but that we're aware of, and then there's a few down the bottom here where we're just not aware of them, but they're in the game. So they're the actual luxury resources essentially that we sort of see through there, and then we actually have construction resources. If I just go back and change this one to fuel and construction resources, these are what's required to build ships. And you can see down through here that we've got Castellon is the fuel that we have, and we've got a fair bit of that in the Empire. So You can see it's not worth a lot of money to us because we've got 9 sources of it. We're aware of 31 sources, and when I click on that one, like if I go and click on Caslon, I then get to see the flow of Caslon, the flow of the fuel through the game. So we're actually exporting Caslon from Indara across to the Artuks. So the Artuks are actually buying fuel from us. So that's actually sort of, which is just one of those little interesting sort of diplomatic things that's sort of happening on the side that we're not really even controlling as such. And then all of these other resources in through here are what's required to build things. So, you've got steel, you've got polymers, for example. Now, importantly, taking over at this point, we want to make sure that we don't have any zeros in here. We've got, you can see there we've at least got one source of everything, which is great. So we've only got 2 sources of steel, but steel is actually, we're still doing okay with steel. Steel is something you use a lot of. So and the interesting thing about this is, so it's not just abstracting metal, for example, like so many games will have like metal or crystal or something like that, where it just abstracts a lot of these sorts of things into a global resource. And this, I think, was where it does people's heads in a little bit, is that a big part of what you are doing in this game is to actually take the to manage the flow of the resources by securing the trade lanes. And so, for example, we're going to be needing to get into Warthong as fast as we can to take this world and to actually make sure that we end up with an outpost on it. Now, this is an interesting world. So Warthong 2 is our Zintabia fluid world. The number you see here is the mining rate. So it's a really solid mining rate for Zintabia fluid. Once we get a mining operation on this world, it's going to then sort of operate very, very quickly, and we're going to get a lot from it. There's also a facility through here, the Granite Pillar of Warthong, which has got a bombard resistance of 80%. They tend to protect the worlds a little bit. Ground attack resistance there is 70%, and a location bonus. We do get a 9% colony development and a 19% scenery bonus, but this is actually a very poor quality world for us. So for us, if I hover over that one, you can see there the colonization suitability for the Daewits is minus 39. We need to be at least plus 20, really, to make it viable. If it's plus 20, we can then make a colony out of it. If it's under that, we can set up an outpost, like a mining outpost, which is what the AI has been trying to establish the whole time. We can also just set up a mining operation here, but we know that there's actually enemy. There's a force there. You can see there's like the little lightning bolt at the back end there is showing us that there is actually a group there which is causing issues. So we haven't been able to really sort of get rid of those. And the fact that we've got other mining operations established by the looks, have we got them? No, we've actually still got the resources. Just get those. We've got something over here that we've built. So we've actually built a Caslon mining station here, picking up a few other things from this gas giant. So that's actually there, but we're still not seeing what's happening back over here. So there's something that's hidden there that's actually protecting that particular world. So we'll need to, and this is why the AI has struggled with it. We've got another one out through here, another mining station out this side as well, on an ice world. So there's an ice world in through here, mainly getting Tiderius, which is not really all that important to us. Anyway, that's you get a feel for what's going on. We're going to need to make sure that we end up with an attack fleet to take the Warthong, like that second planet in the system, to make sure that we can then sort of make the best use of that. All right, so that's going to be a big objective. Let's now go to the actual ships. Now, you don't have to design the ships in the game. I enjoy that, but you don't have to do it. I'll try to do this one fairly fast. Like it'll still take a bit of time, but I'll try to do it fairly quickly. The different tabs up the top here are like broad areas. So you've got your Empire tab, you've got your Diplomacy tab, and if we go and have a look at that one, we really don't know too many. We've actually now have met the Boscara, and we've actually got the Denbolt Imperial Coalition back in through here, and we should see trade. We've got a bit of trade income going on with them as well. So So their trade income was 9,000. Our trade income was 1,200, for example. So we do actually have a little bit of trade going on with them at this stage. They're -10 towards us. That's okay. The Boscara are neutral with us. They're another insectoid faction. They're a military dictatorship, so they'll be. They shouldn't be an enemy, but these can be very, very dangerous with whatever they end up doing. Next one across is characters. We don't have that many. We've got the Supreme Inquisitor. This is our Supreme Leader with all the different bonuses that he gives down through here. So some of them are negative, which we don't want, and some of them are positive. So he may be. This one, like weak, for example, is going to give me -10% war weariness reduction. If we end up at war, he's going to make it worse for us because we're going to get weary of the war faster than without him. So we may have to. We can't just get rid of him, but at some point, it would be nice if he wasn't there around anymore. We've got the one ambassador, one admiral, one general, and one scientist. That's all we have. So we don't have too much going on just yet. Now, this ambassador here is waiting at Lamtrini 4. Now, I should send him somewhere. Now, unfortunately, he has a negative bonus here for counter-espionage, which means that whoever I send him, the spies from that faction, will actually then have a bit of an advantage against us to break through. So he's not that great. It's actually not from a trait, so that will change over time. What I actually want the espionage to go up with him to make our spies easier to go and do things. If we go and have a look, we may actually end up finding... I'll come back to those in just a minute. Next one is across our colonies. These are the different colonies that we have and the amount of money we're making from these colonies at this point in time. So you can see we're making a lot of money from the home world. The second world is actually doing okay at this stage. The others were losing money, but that's okay again. Exploration ships back in through there. We'll come back to these in just a minute. Resources we had a look at before. The ship construction, this is where we can do the ship design. So we'll actually maybe have a look at that one now. So when we have a look, this is actually now set to the active buildable designs and all type, which is fine. What I wish the game would remember is your settings that you then go for, but it doesn't actually do that. So I like to do it by role, just so that all of my escorts are in together. So I've got, like, for example, the heavy escort, the escort, and the patrol escort. So these are 3 different escort designs. The frigates in through here as well. We've just got like a single frigate. So we haven't got too far out with our research just yet. So they're the only real combat ships that we end up having. So what I'm going to do is we've got 17 frigates and we've got 11 of the heavy escorts that have been built. And we also have troop transports. We've got 8 troop transports as well that have been designed. So I'm going to mainly look at the heavy escorts and the frigates and just sort of see what they've got as a design. If I go and click on them and just go to edit, I can't change what's happening with this particular ship, but I can see what it's got. So when we have a look at an actual ship, I'll just show you from the right hand side here. If I scroll to the very, very bottom, all of the components which are down in through here, all of these different components here have all got like a resource cost. And so the resource cost to build a ship, 124 tons of steel, 118 tons of polymer, 37 tons of carbonite, etc., etc. That's the I guess the bill for building one of these ships. You have to have those resources at the planet that you're building it at. So this is again where you need to make sure that your trade lines are running fluidly to be able to then build the fleets that you need. And you do need money as well, which is the only real global resource. So you do actually have the money as well, sort of coming in and you need to then be able to buy the ship itself. The ship will have different abilities. And so just having a quick look at this one, the main one you want to make sure of is that you've actually got your energy covered, which we do. So we've got at least like this sort of like this yellowy color. As long as that's more than what we see there with in this case, we've actually got, this is the standard impulse engine, and then this one here is the hyperdrive side of things. So there's like a static usage, or we've got the output through there, then we've got static. Static is actually just to keep the lights on. So you see static in both is exactly the same number. And then when you're in hyperjump, all you have on is all of the basic lights and the basic functioning of the ship plus the hyperdrive. That's the energy usage. And as long as your energy output is more than that, then you're going to be going at full hyperdrive speed. Back in through here, we then also have this one here is a little bit different. We've got the output, which is the yellow. Then we have the static, which is the green. Then we have the engines. So when we're actually driving the engines around, you can see we've certainly got enough energy. The energy is the same for both. It's the same energy output. Shielding and also weapons. So that's actually what we end up having. So as long as both these areas are inside the energy usage, we've got no real problems. So that's just something to look at when you are designing the ships. We've got the build cost. It's going to be, that's the credit cost plus all of those different resources at the bottom, and then there's a maintenance there of 211 credits per year. What we want to have a look at is really what they've actually designed with the ships. Now when I hover over this, we see that there's little bubbles everywhere. These are your hard points, and so you can see we've got a fair few hard points on the ship itself. Actually we've got not that many. We've got defences on the other side. This is actually where we can put defences down. This will be for shielding, etc. We've got sensors back in through the middle there. We've got engines at the back of the ship. This here is the actual the weapons. We've got 4 weapon slots. And you'll see there that it's got things like 360 degrees. And this one will have a bubble all the way around the weapon. And so this one can fire in 360 degrees. And if I go and hover over that one through there, it's a buckler repeating blaster back and through this other side. We've got a heap of space on this ship. So this is a bit wasted, this particular ship. In the front here, we've actually then got and if I hover over that one through here, we've got a Maxos blaster out there, and it's got a 270 degree sort of, like, it can fire towards the front of the ship and just across the front. It can fire behind the ship. It just can't fire on that other broadside. So this is where the Dayot ships are really, really good. So when you actually first tip I would give people when they're playing a faction is to look at your basic frigate design. It's going to give you so many clues about how to play this particular faction. And this faction is very strong with its military because it's actually got like a lot of the hard points are big, except for that little one at the top with the 360 degrees. It's only 19 tons that it can actually be there. But we've got a massive one in the middle here, at 270 degrees from the front. Can't fire behind, but can certainly fire in both broadsides. So firing from the front, we can get all of these weapons firing. And we have an Epsilon torpedo there as well. And so this is the maximum that it can take is 39, 19, and 120 there for the middle one. So that's the 4 different areas that we end up having. So with the overall look of this, we've actually got a lot more space. We've actually got another 13 tons we can put into the actual ship itself. And we do have an empty area through here as well. So we can actually make use of 2 empty ones. So we could actually put other things in there if we needed to. The other stuff we have, there's the white areas of the stuff inside the ship. The engines are at the back of the ship and through here. So we've got the 3 engines that sort of are powering what's going on. The reds are all going to be the hard points with the weaponry. The blue, some of those will be internal, and some of them, like the standard armor in this case, is just internal. These ones with the little eyeball are external, so the 2 shields are on the outside of the ship. And then we've got the sensors. We've got target tracking system and a short-range sensor array. I'm going to edit this one and just go and tweak it up and sort of make it into the way I want it to then sort of operate. So it's actually pretty close, but I'll just go and fix this one up. So I'm just going to go and cancel that one. I'm going to by clicking on upgrade, we'll see that the whole upgrade is going to then change to manual after I sort of finish it. If I just go and change this one, and I'll just call this one frigate, which I don't even know what weaponry we've got at this stage. I'll just call it I'll just call it Mark 1, frigate Mark 1. That'll do for now. If I just go and save and exit, it's now, and just to show what's going on. The other one has now disappeared because we've now superseded it with this particular one. It's now manual. If I go back into, and I'll just sort of show you this, if I go back into all designs, the frigates will end up, that UFA 3 was the last one that we had. There's still 17 of those. There's still 1 frigate of the UFA 2s. So these have been updated over the course of what we've been playing. And so these have got, and there'll be slight differences with whatever's been built. I think it'll be the hyperdrive will be different on some of these. And we've got the UFA 1 as well. And it's got the date when these were sort of designed and what they then ended up doing. But the frigate 1 is right on the current date that we actually end up having. Because I've got 0, I can go back in and edit that design, but it does now change all of those to manual because we've then superseded what it was actually doing. So I'm just going to go back down to active buildable designs. That way we just see what our current build actually is. And from here I'm just going to go into edit. And it may already update certain things, but it hasn't there. It's kept all those the same. So it's kept all of those. Now, again, I wish that the game would remember the settings that you have, but the easiest way to look at this one, this is actually the filter. So I want to filter by the latest per category and family, and then I want to sort by the bay type, category, family, and size. It just makes it easier to then find what you then need to do. Now, our velocity drive, this is actually one of the interesting things here, is this is a small drive, but actually is very, very fast. It's the fastest hyperdrive in the game, in the early part of the game. So, and this is actually only we get this drive, unless someone else steals it. So this gives us a big advantage in hyperspace. It allows us to get us ahead of invasions. It's incredibly powerful. You can't stack these, you only just get one of them. So you only need one of them on a ship. If you have two, you're just wasting the space. So our velocity drive is sitting right there. The Maxos blasters, I'll have a look at these. These are only small, and we have a medium epsilon torpedo. Let's just ditch all of the weaponry and just start there, because I think that's all we need to really change. So if we go and have a look down through here, we've got the Proton engines. It's fine having all three of those in there. That's the impulse engines. This is all of the different weaponry that we end up having. Now, the one that I want to get is not the buckler repeating blaster, but the Sentinel. Now, if I go and click on the Sentinel and then go back to the buckler repeating, I can then see the combination of what's different between these. The Sentinel multi-beam actually has got like another third range. It's got 300 extra range on the, you can see about halfway down through the list. It's in terms of it being able to then intercept, it's a little bit, they're practically the same basically with the interception that they have, but we just end up getting better targeting as well. Intercept targeting is 30%. The energy per shot is higher, so it's basically double the energy, and the intercept firing rate is fairly high as well. But overall, this is going to give me better range than the other weapon, so I'm just going to go and throw that one into the 360 slot, so into there. So I'm just going to throw that one in there. That means it's going to be able to use point defense. That's actually what this is, a point defense weapon everywhere around the ship. All right, now in terms of the bigger weapons that we have access to, I'm not going to worry about tractor beams. I'm not going to worry about surge blasts or atomic devastators. Atomic devastators is a bombardment weapon, so it's not really what we want. But things, for example, like the Thuon beams, these are sort of like basic beams. We've got the Maxos blaster there, which is a size 10, which is a small one. If I go to the small Maxos blaster versus a small Thuon beam, we can then sort of see the difference between these two as well. So the small Maxos blaster does damage there of 16 versus 12, so it does actually more damage per second. The range is better for the Thuon beam. And so in this case, actually for small, it's actually not too bad. If I go to the medium, which is size 28, we do more damage with that one. And we're just having a look at a few of the other things as well. I've got the rail guns there as well. I don't think I'll worry about rail guns, but just comparing the small against the Maxos blasters, for example, I think I'll just keep that one where that is. Interceptor missile, the missiles that we end up having are long range. This is the longest range weapon that we can actually then end up having, but I tend not to use them on ships because typically you want to get in close to get the accuracy, but sometimes you'll use these on your bigger ships to just sort of have like a bit of a standoff. You can see there the range is double the range of the blaster, so it's 1800 versus 990. The torpedoes are interesting because these actually will break through, you'll see there it's got an armor bypass there of plus 40, but it's got a shield bypass of negative 40. So it struggles against shields, but actually smashes its way through armor, which is actually quite nice, particularly in the early part of the game. And we're still in the early part of the game. It's sort of one of those things where it may be worth throwing one of those on. I think what I might do is I might just go into this weapon slot here. Sorry, I won't do that one. I'll just go and change that one and just go and get an Epsilon torpedo there. So I'm just going to place an Epsilon torpedo in at that location. So a medium one there. I could go much, much higher if I had something bigger. And I'll just go to two Thuon beams, medium Thuon beams on either side. Now that may be, we're now way over. So that's actually now sort of changed our the overall weighting of the ship. If we just go back to the small Maxos blasters in that case, which are only size 10, which are a good weapon. If I just go and place those, yeah, we've then got a lot more space we can then make use of. Look, we're basically back to where we were, really, in reality. I can still make one of these maybe a bit bigger. If I just go back to a medium Thuon beam, yeah, we're 6 over now. I'm not going to be able to do it, not easily. And I don't see any value in really going to the Thuon beam over the Maxos blaster. We get a little bit more area there that we can sort of then go and do, but the overall damage, the damage of the Maxos blaster is better, so I'm just going to go with the small. I'll just keep on both of those on the small, which does give me, actually that now, what have we done there? That's got the, oh, that's small Thuon beams. No, I wanted to go small Maxos blasters. So I'll just go that way with the, so we've got essentially the same setup. There was what the AI does a good job of designing the ships, to be honest. And just have a quick look down through here. We've got countermeasure system version 2. We've got resource scanner, short range sensor array, which we probably don't need on these ships. So countermeasures. This one just gives you sort of like basic scanning. Maybe I've got the target tracking version 2, which is what we've got down through there as well. Which is fine. That's just going to give me plus 15 on targeting. Countermeasures are going to give me 15 countermeasures. That may be better in there. As long as we have one ship that sort of has got some sort of short-range sensor, we should be okay. But I think I'll just keep that on for these. These are going to be our most important ships. So we've still got a small, I've only got a small amount left over here. So we actually have, we've sort of used up the space. I won't put anything else in through there. 2 reactors, 2 fuel cells, that's fine on the internals. So we'll just go and save this one, save an exit. Oh, before we do that, this is your tactics and tactical settings. I'm going to have, this is like the defaults for it, you can change it. So the attack stance against weaker targets is going to be aggressive. The attack stance against stronger targets is also going to be aggressive. I want to close the gap because I've got weapons that actually are energy weapons and they will actually dissipate over time. Retreat, I always like this one here, the shields below 20% or armor below 50. Invade is not going to worry us, that's all fine as well. But when you check out from faction to faction, when you check out the frigates, it really gives you a clue as to how those faction is geared and what it finds important. This is the upgrade, so it's going to be the latest design for the largest hull for the role. I will call it that one, so I'll just keep that on there. This is going to be the automatic upgrade for the ship. Save and exit, that one's now done. We'll need to get all of those different ships then set up. Let's go back to the patrol escort as well. Sorry, the heavy escort. And we're just going to go and do an upgrade there as well. And we'll just double check what this one's got as well. In terms of its weaponry, it's got 3 weapons. I'm going to ditch the that blaster. We're going to go back down to the Sentinel. I think the Sentinel's a better weapon. And now they've put the Sentinel in the middle there, which I think I'm better off putting the Sentinel back over on one of these, to be honest. And then we've just got the small blasters in here. So if I just go to one side, that's going to be able to then fire behind. What happens often with small craft is they'll get in behind your ships. So you want to be able to fire at the front and behind with the with your point defense weapon. So I've put a point defense over there. I'll now just change these around and I'll go for a medium Epsilon torpedo in the middle. And that is still well under. I'll go with another one as well. I don't know if I can place it there. Yeah, that's still under actually. And we've still got we've got the velocity drive, we've got everything we need on the ship. This one does have the short range sensor array. We're going to be mainly using the larger ships. One thing I also like to look at is just this is a 54 sprint speed, which is slow. It's only got 2 engines. I don't know if I don't think we can squeeze a third. That's not a third engine slot. Again, this is confusing when you're playing the game. These are designed. Yeah, I can't even click on it to bring another one in. The maximum it can have is 2. This is a bit slower than the other ships, which is fine. Like that's not really a big problem. But I do like to just know what the speed is of these as well. So again, we're going to go with aggressive, 2050, and that's all going to be okay as well. So we'll just save and exit. This will be the heavy escort version 1. Oops, hang on. Right, so that's done. Save and exit out of that one through there. So that we now need to do upgrades of all of the different ships. So that's now really, I'm not going to worry too much about the troop transports at this point in time. Let's have a look at our fleets. So if we go and have a look at, if I just go into, I'll just get rid of all of that stuff away from there. I like to use the fleet management to automate the way that fleets work. It makes it so much easier. So I'm just going to go into here. Now this is actually the ships. They're the fleets that we have. First Defence Force, second Invasion Fleet down through there, and then a third fleet back over this other side as well. You can see there that the Invasion Fleet and this fleet have got 14 ships each, and the Defence Force in through here has only got 3 ships. They've all got different roles that they're doing. Our Admiral seems to be in this particular group. Yeah, there he is there. So the third fleet is actually our main attack fleet. If we go and click on it, we'll then sort of see that there's like a, this is a fleet role as attack, and the fleet template is attack. So this is actually an attack fleet with an attack role. If we go up into here, this is our fleet templates, and we can then sort of see that we've got attack fleet there, defense fleet there, invasion fleet, and raiding force. So we're using a defense fleet, which has got, it's technically got 7 ships. Our attack fleet has technically got 32. Let's just go across to this one, and we're just going to go and edit this particular fleet. And it's got a whole lot of stuff here that we just don't need. So I'm going to change this one down to just 2 fuel tankers. We don't have carriers yet, so let's get rid of it. Battleships we don't have, cruisers we don't have, destroyers we don't have. We do actually have frigates. So I'm going to keep we've got 10 frigates. That seems like overkill for me. I'm going to put maybe sort of like, say, 6 frigates at this point in time. And we're going to then also just add an item. And we're going to use the escorts. And so this is going to be the latest design for the largest hull. I'm going to change this one to the hull frigate. I can be very specific, but that's just going to be the frigate hull. And this one here is going to be the latest design for the hull heavy escort. So the heavy escorts are going to be what we end up having through here for the escorts. It doesn't matter what happens with the fuel tankers. And I'll just get maybe sort of like 5 of these, and I'll maybe go 7 of those. So we'll sort of just change the layout of that particular group. This is actually when we build a new one. This is actually doesn't apply to the ones we currently have. So fleet engagement range, I'll keep that one down to, at the start, I think I want to just go to same system. Ships reassigned is fine. Enemy strength 50% or greater is going to be when it's going to be retreating, which is fine, that's okay. Formation very tight, I'm happy with as well. It's only really to change that if you're fighting someone who's got area of effect attacks, like the Teekans, for example. So this is going to be the attack fleet. The thing I also like to change up through here is to trim access ships, disable that. Just means we can actually overpower or sort of put in more ships than we need. That then just sets up the rules for that particular fleet, and also what we are then going to be doing with the ships. But a lot of this stuff we're going to be then sort of overriding anyway on a per fleet basis. So that's the attack fleets. We're going to go to the defense fleet. Just going to go to edit. This has got frigates and destroyers and cruisers. Again, we've only got frigates and we do actually have escorts as well. So we're just going to go into add an item. Again, that's going to be for the frigate hull. This is going to be for the heavy escort hull. And I'll just make this one a 3x3, so actually I might make it 4 frigates, 3 escorts for that particular grouping. Now we're going to have a lot of ships that aren't in fleets, so we're just going to go and pop them into these different fleets and maybe even create another fleet. So that's fine where that is. We'll just go and this is the fleet engagement range. This is for the defense fleet again. I'm just going to make it same system at the start. I can always override these. Disable the trim excess ships. Everything is good there. So we'll just go and close that one off. The invasion fleet, just going to have a look at this one through here. We've got frigates and destroyers, troop transports. That's pretty overkill there. 2 fuel tankers, I'll keep that one with it. And we'll just go and add an escort. Again, heavy escort. When I design them, I like to be specific about what we'd end up doing. And I'll just go and maybe sort of put in a few more escorts there. So maybe 4 escorts. And maybe not any of the actual frigates. Yeah, let's get rid of all the frigates. Yeah, let's just get rid of them completely. And so we're going to trim excess ship is going to be disabled. I will have to go and get rid of the frigates from there. So that's actually now just set up those as well. I'll keep them with what they're doing. That'll be okay. Actually, probably when they come in, I don't really want them doing anything. So I might just go to nearby, which is really, really close. So that's, and I won't worry about the rating forces just yet. So we'll just leave there. Actually, what I might just do is I'll just quickly go and edit the at least that one up the top there, frigates and destroyers. We're not going to be building those at this point in time. So we've now got the different fleet templates that we end up having. So if I go to each fleet, now if I just go across to the actual first defense force, I like to then go control 1. That's going to make it into hotkey number 1. Invasion will be hotkey number 2. And the third fleet will be hotkey number 3. So we've now got the 3 different fleets into this other side. We'll see there that if we do need to, we need to retrofit to the latest at different areas. We also need to build 5 more escorts, but we may be able to just pick these up. So if I go across with the ships we have, so we've actually got like 4 fuel tankers in here. I don't need those. I'm just going to ditch them, leave the fleet. Just go back into here, ditch that one as well, leave that fleet, just go back in. We've then got a whole lot of frigates in through this other side, so I'll leave all those in there at this point in time. That fleet is actually pretty much ready to do things, but I will just tell it to go and retrofit. We do need to get these other escorts in there. If we go back to ships, and if I go to ships not in a fleet, I can then sort of see what we end up having. So we've got a frigate there, then we've got a whole lot of escorts in through this other side. So what I might do is I might just go and tell these guys to go off, and these are all been set to patrol. So I can go and click on them and just go to join the, for example, the 3rd fleet. So I can just go and set these up. 3rd fleet. So this will then just disappear as I do these. 3rd fleet. I forget how many we had that we wanted to sort of have in this particular group, but it was a few of them. So this one's going to be 3rd fleet as well. That one there, you can see that they're off just doing little, I tend not to have too many of these floating around. Just go to the 1st Defence Force. 1st Defence Force. That way I can just sort of just retask these into what they're doing. This one has to go into the invasion fleet. Invasion fleet. So these are already automatically retrofitting up to new designs. Invasion fleet, and now we've got a couple of other ships in through here. These are just the fuel tankers that we released before. I'll get that one also then just to go and join the 1st Defence, maybe the 3rd fleet. I'll just go back there again, and this this frigate, I think I'll just go and pop that one into the 3rd fleet. So that's sort of gotten rid of everything except for those 2 fuel tankers now. So if I just go and click on that one through there, they're sort of all now been set up. If I now go back and just close that tab, I can then just go from fleet to fleet. So I'll go to the 1st fleet. You can see there it's still wanting 1 more frigate for that one through there. So I can just go and tell it to go and do that one. So it's now going to build 1 frigate there. I'm going to tell them to retrofit. So they're coming back home to retrofit. The 2nd wants to have just retrofitting, but it wants 1 escort. So I'll tell it, yes, you can do that, and then go and retrofit back there at home as well. So, oops, hang on, let's go back to the 3rd fleet. So the 3rd fleet is way back over here. And again, they've got enough ships. There's no missing ship rolls there. We've sort of given them enough, and we're just going to retrofit there as well. So they're all going to come home to do their retrofitting, and then we'll be able to then make use of them. Let's go and unpause the game now. So that's going to then allow us to then start to do things. What's that one there? That's a large mining station. We've got 32,000, not enough to build. Actually, if we have a quick look, I'm just going to pause again. If we go back to colonization and have a look at the colony ships, we don't have any more colony ships. You know, I thought we had one that was it may have been destroyed for all we know. So we will need to go and get another one. And we'll need it for here as well as for there. So if I just go back to the Lamtrini system, and our capital is this one here with the star. So if we have a quick look in through this other side, I can then just go across, and what have we got here? We've got an armour barracks and a troop cloning facility. That's okay. Actually, we're nearly done with this ablative shields. That's going to be, we're going to change the designs in just 14 days. I should have waited for that to come. I'm just going to go and change and just add another one to the back end of what we want. So that was the pulse jump theory. That gave us the velocity drive. I'm just going to go down to the bottom here and pick up the planetary governance. This is going to give me more income, ultimately. So I'll set that one up after this one, and then we'll start to sort of then look at the various blasters and stuff. These are the next level of Maxos blasters, which would be good to get. There's the Thuon beams. But that one there, I think we may queue that one up as well. Just pay the costs on those. So we'll start to specialise in blasters. Everything else is looking good there, so we'll just leave that one there. We do have an ambassador there, so there's a spy. Counterintelligence against. Okay, it looks like we picked up a spy. Somehow we found one of them. I'm not sure why. Wow. Anyway, we don't have any colony ships, so we do need to go and build a colony ship. So I'm just going to go into the build new ships. So research station, scout, constructor, settler. We need 43,000. So we can't afford to build that one just yet. Let's just wait now and just wait for the ships to all upgrade. And then we'll send the third fleet out to take over the Warthong system. Hi David, how are you going? So Boland's saying you didn't confirm the pop-up enable, just close the menu. Oh, did I? Hang on, let me just check that one. This is now suggesting we give a gift. I'm not ready. It's only a small gift, so I'll say yes. I'll just keep them happy. Sorry, we'll just go back and double check that in the settings. Suppress pop-up messages. You're right. I didn't apply. So, yep, thank you for that. That's a good use of the DasTactic. Now we've got the ablative shields. Now we need to do another upgrade, another round of upgrades. So if we have a look and go back into our ship designs, we'll go back to the frigate Mark 1. We're just going to do an upgrade. Now this has gone over by 3, and that's gone over by 3 because we now have Corvidian shields in here. So these are actually these are larger than the other shields that we ended up having. So, what are we going to do there? So that's it. Just means we have to just double check the energy. Energy is fine. It's this torpedo is worth 3 over. So if we have a bit of a look, the torpedo is worth 30. So if I can get something for 27, we've got 26 there, medium railgun. That'll do me for now, I think. The railguns are different again. These are weird because these end up doing damage against. It's got the shield bypass, but it's not good against armor. So it'll actually smack open shields and actually bypass the shields, but it actually is a bit weaker against armor. So I will actually throw that in to replace that weapon. That then gets me under the limits, and so we're just one under now. So that's actually fine. I'll just leave that one there. So we'll just do a save and exit. This is now going to be my latest version. We go down to the heavy escort as well. These are the 2 manual ones that we've got. Just going to do an upgrade there. That one's still fine. So we've got the 1 shield, 1 armor. That's fine with what we actually end up having there. So we'll just save and exit that one. Job done. Unpause. So we're now doing the planetary governance, and then we've got the Maxos blasters coming in after that. When I select them myself, the AI doesn't pick them. I get to now sort of override what it's doing, but if I don't have anything selected, it will then just do its own thing, which is fine as well. Now, I tend to play the game just on normal speed. A lot of people play it on 2 or 4 times speed, but you actually miss a lot when you do that. So I sort of suggest that that you let it be the story that it's supposed to be. Now there's a ship there that we don't know what that is. This is interesting. So we've actually got a this is a constructor ship that's moving through space, and also in space is like this little thing called the Sly Thunder, which we've now identified. If we have a look at this ship that we've got, and I'll just explain a few of our little things. This one's got a short range sensor array, and you can see there its scanning range is 1M, so it can actually move out. It's got scanning power of 100 at 1M. If this ship that we're seeing, the triangle means that it's a combat ship, and we can see there it's already been identified as a Monaco class ship from a pirate faction, but it looks like it's a friendly pirate faction. So if I press the Alt key, I then end up with display distances. This is not shown anywhere in the game. This is a little tip. Now, I wish it was actually part of what we end up having down through here, but they haven't actually ever put it down as part of the actual as part of your tools that you actually have. So just press the Alt. You can then click on an item and then move it out. And you can see there it's 1M is over here. So 1M is way out here somewhere. So, as I sort of get down, there's 1M there. So that ship is inside the range. And as we get closer and closer, we then can start to find things out about the ship. So the ship itself, if we now have a look, because we can identify it, I can go and click on it. This is a frigate, a pirate frigate. So it's a Monaco class. I can see what it's got inside it as well. It's got fusion beams and Sentinel multi-beam defense, for example. And so it's got, I can see exactly what's inside it. If we have a look at that particular pirate faction, it looks like it's a friendly one. If I just go back into the diplomacy and go to the pirates, these are the ones that we're aware of. We're paying protection fee to the Dayot Council, which is back out this way. We're the Lost Moon Pirates are hostile. Is that the same ones? That one may be the same ones. Yeah, it is. They're hostile. So they're on a mission coming out into the Boscara colony. So they're sort of going to hit there at about the same time that these other ones arrive. We travel faster than them, remember, because we've got the faster drive. So we actually do better hyper jumps. So we're actually bypassing them in space. So we've actually come across a hostile pirate, which we will have to go and get rid of at some point. The others we're paying off. I tend to not pay as anywhere near as much as what the AI does, but anyway, we'll let that one just sort of pass. We're now bypassing it completely. Once we we'll then sort of start to lose track of it. At that point, we're aware there's a ship, but it's now an unknown ship. And again, if I just press the Alt key and have a bit of a look and see, that's now at 600. Out here, we're going to lose sight of it. So once it actually gets out to about that far away, there it goes. It's now completely gone off our radars. So that's the short range sensor. That's what that one does. We then actually have other sensors. For example, at Ryvik, we have a research station. This is our most important research station. Now, this is actually being attacked by pirates as well. So we've actually got another. This is an unknown. This is a heavy escort on an unknown mission, but we know that it's going to be attacking this particular station. Our station has suffered a little bit in the shielding and in the armor, and on board we have a scientist. So we have to be a bit careful here. I don't want him being taken. So we will have to go and start to deal with these pirates as well. There's another one as well, another heavy escort. So we've got 2 heavy escorts coming in. This one does actually have also some weaponry. It's got 2 Epsilon torpedoes, 1 Naxos blaster, and it has a small starfighter bay. But the starfighter bay has only got 2, like 1 interceptor and 1 bomber, and they've both been destroyed. So that's actually what this other ship's coming in to possibly attack as well. But this one also has, this research station, also has, it should have, I'm not sure what its range is, what it can actually go and see. It looks like it doesn't actually have much. It's only got countermeasures and target tracking. So its actual ability to see things isn't that great. Anyway, and the standard armor has been just been damaged. We'll just unpause. So they're attacking, and now torpedoes are now firing at this thing. We're now getting different mining stations being completed, different ships completed as well. So we're being attacked by both these ships. So this thing is trying to whittle this one down. But see how our shields are dropping? When our shields drop too much, these they'll send in a landing team, like a group of Marines to then go and raid the thing. We've got to be careful. They can actually take your scientists, which I am concerned about. Actually, here they are now. So we've actually got protecting this. We've got 711 Marines protecting the actual station, and they've sent 174 in at this point in time. If you have a look at this ship in through here, the heavy escort, it's got splinter pods, which are the Marines, the assault pods. So they're sending those in. Now they're moving away because the Marines are on board, but they're going to be pushed off very, very quickly. So they've now been repulsed, and so they didn't get anything from that really. So they're going to have to sort of then come back in again, but they can only do it when the shielding is way, way down. Now this again is where we're going to need to get more ships, another fleet potentially, with what's going on. These are still all coming back home again. Now this is the Artooks just doing their own thing. I'll just leave them where they are. Sometimes that will then sort of disappear, but if you do that, it'll then just go back up to the top. Discovered more resources. This is another so that's been discovered somewhere else. Now, if we can find where those pirates are, we might go after them as well. Sort of time, I think. Now, we've got enough money to go and build a colony ship, which I think we'll do. So if I can either go to the actual location, or I can just go into my ship construction, and in here I've actually got a build order, and I can then go and build specific things. So I don't actually have a colony ship in that list. In that case, we'll have to go in. These are things you can build at a starport. A colony ship you have to build at an actual planet. I don't know if it's yeah, I thought I could have built it from there, but maybe I can't. So in that case, I'll just go back into the homeworld and just start to build from here. So the homeworld has got like a whole lot of different resources. It's got shortages as well, but these are all the different resources it has on board. So this is what it's actually got. And it's going to be wanting like a whole heap of stuff once it actually sort of does get it. Anything in red means it's got a shortage. So polymer we're a bit short on. And then some of the luxuries we're short on as well. But overall, that's not too bad. So if we just go and have a look at this one, go to build new ship or base, and we're looking to get a small colony ship. So just go and build that one. So that will now be queued up at the planet. So that will be so this is a colony ship now waiting to be constructed. So I'll just let that sort of happen. So Viren Games saying, Hardy Daz in chat, does the setting for the weapon preference work as intended? I noticed that if you only put long range weapons, it will not stick to it. Yes, it does. What happens is the weapon preference is it depends on the enemy and on you. So if you've got a carrier, you only need one long-range weapon, and then you put it on evade or basically defensive, and it will then stay at the maximum range of the longest range weapon. But it all comes down to the combination of what you're then doing with that, if that makes any sort of sense. My God, we're nearly at the end of another hour. It's going to be time again for another. Now, this is a critical failure. We then lose a heap of. Actually, it wasn't too bad because we only just started, but we lost a lot of the a lot of what we were trying to do with that particular location there. So we don't have enough money to build any more frigates. Now these the third fleet is still just sort of limping home. I don't know why. It's got fuel. It should be bouncing home pretty quickly. Have a quick look at the pirates. Lost Moon, where are you? We're only aware of one, which is that one there, the Dayot Council, which we're friendly with. It's under attack again. So we've got the is that frigate that we were looking at before? It was indeed, I think, the Monaco class. So they're coming in to attack this again. Now they're only going to have like one assault pod, I would guess. The splinter pods are the assault pods for this particular faction of pirates. Just leave that one there. So we'll dismiss that one. Under attack, yeah. So we'll just and they're going to be trying to whittle down our shielding. These are fairly weak, these research stations. I won't bother redesigning those, but we need to get protection in here. We need to get another defence force once we actually get the money up, which we're sort of getting there. The retrofits are happening. I'll probably wait for the retrofits to finish, and then we'll build us another fleet. Yeah, so we're just sort of slowly extending out here. Make sure that's just a fuel tanker, that's okay. I don't mind these small gifts. There we go, I've got the colony ship now. So I'm going to that's been completed. I'm going to dismiss that. We've now found the Yolnir coalition of planets has been encountered. This is not actually a coalition, it's just the humans. They've got delusions of grandeur. So with the colony ship that we now have, we need to pick up colonists. So it's now been set up. That'll be it there, the world founder. And so it's now picking up passengers. It'll get up to 30M, and then it will go off and possibly go and do its own thing. When they're first built, the shielding has to spool up, so the shielding is slowly coming up as well. It's got no weapons at all, but we can either send it across, send the Mocking Subterfuge to colonize Rivik 1. Yeah, I'm going to assign the mission here. This is the Mocking Subterfuge. So this is a suggestion. Yes, I'm happy to do that. So it's now going to go off with the 30 million Dayots. Now we've actually found an abandoned ship has been encountered. And at this time, the game then pauses because this is an important finding. We've actually encountered a colony ship adrift near Bahamut 2 in the Baphomet system. So if we go and have a look at the location, this is it here. It's been damaged. You can sort of see down through there. It is a colony ship. There's nothing else around, and we have our explorer ship in through here. So I'm going to tell the explorer ship to go and investigate that particular ship. So we'll just go and investigate. So we have investigated the abandoned colony ship at Baphomet Dream at Baphomet 2. The colony ship is damaged and currently inoperable. However, we could acquire it by sending a construction ship to repair it. So I'm going to dismiss it. At the moment, it will be then queued up automatically for repairs. And if we have a bit of a look at it, if I just pause it again and have a look at the actual colony ship. So this one's got some Kydians on board. Now, we don't actually have Kydians as playable faction, but these guys here they'll be looking for forest planets. So if we've got any forest planets around, if we get this one, we're then going to be able to use the Kydians to settle that particular world. There's 53 million of them. So we could even use them to build the outpost that we wanted, but we might as well try to use them for what they actually are. If we go and have a look at the colonies that we have, we can go to new colonies back in through this other side and just sort of see what we end up having. This is sort of like, it sorts it by the priority of what it thinks we need to be doing. But we've got a plus 25 continental planet. If you go and double click on that one, so this one here, we actually do have a mining station around. But this one here we could settle if we wanted to. And this would be a good one. You can see Dayots there are plus 25, which puts them into the sweet spot, like above 20. Anything below 20 is going to cost us money. But there will be other planets in here that possibly the Kydians will be able to make better use of. Desert Savanna Grasslands will be a good one for the Dayots. Sorry, for the Kydians. Continental Moon would be good. Forest Moon, that would be possibly good as well. So we'll have to sort of see whether these would be, once we actually get that colony ship, if that's then going to be viable. If you also, when you're navigating through the game, if you use the back arrows, you can then go back through what you last selected. Actually, that's not going to do it, is it? Yeah, there we go, Baphomet Dream. And if I then go and click on it, it's then going to take me to the location of it. So I can just go back here again. So this one here, we want to make sure that we are picking this one up, and this it'll then be an exploration, and we've got like abandoned ships and bases, and so that's it there. If I go and say repair and investigate, I can then go and get that one to have one of my construction ships move out there and actually start to work on that one. So I'll say yes. How far away is it? A long way. But we've had construction ships out here before, so we're just going to have to send one of them out here to go and do that particular job. Let's just leave that one where that is. Okay, so these are still coming in for retrofits. And we need to try to find that pirate base, wherever that might be. Thanks for the subscription there, Resmelin. Very much appreciated. We've got a new research station back over here. Now this one may be safer, maybe. It's a fair way away. Yeah, no, I won't send. I was just thinking of moving the scientist out that way, just to keep him a bit safer. They're a bit exposed there, but it's not too bad. Now this is now going off to load troops. These guys still need to retrofit, so I'll tell them to go and re-retrofit again. They're trying to pick up troops, which I don't care if they do or not, to be honest. I mainly want to get these guys set up. for what they need. Wyoming mining station under attack. Where's that? So these are more of the same pirate faction, the Lost Moon Pirates. Whereabouts in the galaxy is that one? Down out near where this all was. So our guys should eventually find the pirate base. We've found one there, but we're friendly with that one. So they'll be operating in here somewhere, but there's a lot of unknowns we haven't got to yet. If I go back to the exploration tab, it will then show, like if it's green, it means it's been fully explored. If it's sort of like a yellowy colour, it means that it's partially explored. But we can sort of see anything that's not got green on it is a potential area for those pirates to be in. I'm guessing they'll be in here somewhere, or out in here. So we're pretty close. Some of these inside nebulas are going to be hard for us to find. Got a new mining station completed. That's all good. Here comes the world builder on its way. Oh, hang on, is that it? No, that's a mining station. Is that? Yeah, this is the world builder. So this one hopefully will get in before any other pirates get there. And then we will need to protect this. So this is Rivik 1. Now they are, they're happy. There's a 100% colonization success chance. Now, sometimes this can actually change, where you end up with a. So we've actually got our research station right outside this particular world. Here it comes in here. So sometimes that can drop, and then you don't get the colonization. But in this case, we're going to be doing a gentle takeover here. So we'll then send in the colonists. And at 100%, they should just flip over. That's the actual colonists themselves landing on the surface to go and talk with the Boscara, who are essentially friendly. Oh, before we do it, let's just pause this, because one of the interesting things about this is that we have another one out here in the Waymee system, which is more Boscaras. But at this point in time, if we have a look at the potential colonies and look at the priority, you can see down through there, we've got this one here actually we can build it. It's still actually suitable for us to go and build. So it's within 150 M. But we've got 0% success chance because we haven't given them any gifts. We haven't actually sort of paved the way. But if we have a look at our only colony here, and I thought this was going to be just out on the outside of the range. If I press Alt again to pick up the distance tool and go and click from there, you can see it's just inside the 150 range that we had. So we can colonize anything inside 150. This one here is just on the inside of that. I thought it was going to be on the outside, to be honest. But with that one there, it's going to be much, much closer. Once we get that one there, we're going to be able to extend out even further and get a few more of these little areas if we need to. So it's getting the colonies is important in that sense as well. Let's just leave that one where that is. Now they've got this is the first defense force moving back to Indara. Now it is protecting that world. I'm going to be needing it to protect Rivik as well. Rivik will now be should be colonized. There we go, colonized independent world. So that's fine. We did an invasion of the other one when we were still in the 15 years of what we were then doing. It's funny, we're only gone 1 year. All right, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to stop again here. We're going to save the game, and so we're literally 1 year, one more year in. So save that. You can see at least we could rattle through the first 15 years pretty quickly. We'll exit to desktop, and what we'll do is we'll just go back in. So what I need you guys to do, if you are watching on YouTube, we should already be set up in here. But in YouTube, you just need to type the word in win. So W-I-N in the chat in YouTube to be in the running. And then so if you're already a winner, so Dr. Jeff won't win it again, but everyone else will just be still in here from the previous time before. So pop it in there. Once we get over, say, 25 entries, I'll make it so that we win 2 in this particular run. And if you're watching on Twitch, we'll just go and set up another game of marbles and do another giveaway that way as well. So I will give away 3 here. So the top 3 finishes in this particular run. So again, the marble with the cube is the one that sort of gets started. So we'll just go continue, and we'll go to race, and we'll just go to random, and it's only 1 minute. Let's go to random again. 2 minutes. That's a good one. So it looks fairly dangerous, I hope. Hopefully we end up with, this is the gauntlet. That sounds like a dangerous one. So anyway, let's go back in, and we've got 200. That's all fine. We just go to play. So what I need you to do, if you're watching in just wait for it to load up. It'll tell you in a second what to do if you're watching this one here. So what you need to type in !play to then be like to be in the running here. So if you're watching on Twitch, just in the chat, just do !play, and you will then just automatically be put into that particular one through there. There we go. We're getting a few of them now coming in. So with the various people sort of coming back in. So this will be the number 1, 2, and 3 in this particular one. Now, this one is going to be, if you did win the previous one, by all means come in it again, as you can actually sort of win it again. Sometimes it's fun just to be in the running, so just to see how you go. So don't feel that you are out of the running if you were one of the 3 winners from last time. You can certainly still keep on doing this. And again, I'm not going to be checking if anyone's got like if they're in the YouTube side, or if they're in the Twitch side. So we'll just let them continue on for a little bit. So that's just !play to actually get this one going. So actually this one we may only, I'll see how many numbers we end up getting with this one. It may not be enough as well. I might make it a 2 and a 2. I'll see how we go with whatever numbers we get coming in and playing this particular one. Actually, we're getting a few there. I'll make it, we'll just go back across to the giveaway here. Up to 20, just need a couple more here to make it so that, actually I'll make it 2 here, and I'll make it 2 in Twitch. So I'll choose the winner here right now. So this is, and again, I'm going to be doing one more giveaway at the end, just to give away the rest of the keys. I've got a fair few to give away today. So if we, and thanks to Slytherin actually for doing that, which is awesome. I didn't thank them at the start, but they are the ones who gave me the keys to give away. If we go and choose a winner here, so I'll choose 2. So choosing a winner, 3, 2, 1, away we go. So God Dude, you actually are the winner. So again, if you can actually go and contact me by email at daz@dastactic.com. I can then get that out to you. So that's God Dude. I think I can actually copy that. Control C. So yeah, so that's the first winner here. I'll just go and put your name next to one of these. And again, if these aren't claimed within 24 hours, I will then sort of do something else with them. But in this case, we've got God Dude, so that's actually good. Just go and close. So we've got one winner there, and we'll do a second one now as well. So the second winner here is going to be, so a brew moment this year. There we go. So congratulations, you are the winner of that key. So again, just daz@dastactic.com, and I'll just go and place that one next to another key. So there we go. That's the 2 from YouTube. I'll just close that one as well. So we've got a few winners there, and then we'll do another giveaway at the end of the stream in about an hour's time. And meantime, we'll go back to this one here. Hang on, what's happened there? Why is that not waiting to start? Sorry guys, something's happened here. Where is everyone going? Waiting to start. I'll just see what happens if there's people in it. Looks like there's not. Might have to do that again. Oh no, there we go. There we go. Where are they all? There's one. I don't know what's happened here with all of the winners. I'm going to have to just press number 1. So everyone's actually in here, but I don't know who's who. I'll just start clicking on a few of them. Ed Zackley's out in front there, I think. So someone's just taken it. It's just Dr. Dredgy has just gone through. We're seeing a few of them back and through here, but I'm not seeing any of the actual names. I don't know what's happened there. So Dr. Dredgy has just been passed by Elira. So this is the only way I can really do it. I'm just going to have to sort of watch whoever's the winner or whoever's the leading one at this stage. So coming back through, so still leading. Actually, Paquito Mal has moved out in front. I don't know how Paquito Mal got so far out in front there, but it's now sort of zipping through. This is a bit dangerous. These can push you off. I know they're only slow. It's not too bad. This one should be dangerous. This will be dangerous, potentially. No, it's not. No, it's not. So Paquito Mal still out in front. Elira is back up here, but Paquito Mal is down the bottom. That's Elira there. Paquito Mal out in front there through here with Elira right behind. So sort of coming back through this other side. There's some boosters at the bottom here. Bang, off you go. Nope, you hit the edge. Elira, I think, has now hit the lead. Yeah, Elira is now in the lead. And then we have Lady of Distrust is also close now. And Dr. Dredgy. So coming through this other side. So we've now got, that's Elira there. If I just go and press number 1. Still number 1 there. That may be the record holder. Just moving forward because I'm pressing number 1, which always takes me to the leader. Number 2 is Dr. Dredgy, back through that side. Number 3 is Akira Dragonbone. So as we sort of come back through, sorry about the lack of the names. I won't do that again next time. So there's the 3. There's someone's just actually passed that one. That's Paquito Mal is through, and Dr. Dredgy is now out in front, hitting the final little area. Elira actually fell off, so Elira's actually fallen off the map. Actually, Akira has already won, so Akira won. So he already has gone through, and somebody else, Paquito Mal, has gone through. Dr. Dredgy is coming in for the 3rd place and achieved it. There we go. So, Lady of Distrust, you missed out, along with Zasranets, Resmalin, number 6 there. But, yeah, so we do actually have Akira it's the first 2, Akira and Paquito. So, Dr. Dredgy, sorry, you missed out as well. So, we do actually have the 2 winners. So, again, guys, if you can just send me a... so, I don't know how you won that. Now, sometimes, sometimes you can actually go and get a, I'll just go and end the race. Actually, I'll just wait for it all to finish. It'll tell me in just a second. Sometimes it can actually do something where you end up, yeah, there we go, Akira Dragonbone. It can push the marble very, very quickly through the, like sometimes it'll actually launch off and actually come back through. So anyway, that's actually, that's good going through there. I'll just go and write these down so we've got them there as well. So, Akira Dragonborn, and Paquito Mal. Okay, we're getting through the list through the giveaways. Actually, I've only got 3 more to give away, so it is getting a bit it's getting tighter now. So I'll just put my email address if you guys can just contact me for those. So it's just Daz at DasTactic.com. There you go. So if you can just contact me by email, give mine to next in line. My computer can't connect to the internet anymore. You don't need a connection to the internet unless you really can't. Well, you're connected now. So I'll just see if you absolutely don't want it. Because I can give it to Dr. Dredgy then in that case, but like I'm just going to give you a key through the email. You can then sort of, at least you then got it if you do want it. It's completely up to you. So just let me know that way. What I'll do is I'll put Dr. Dredgy next to it. Actually, well, I really probably need to know now. Actually, whether you are definitely going to give it up. It's certainly worth keeping. If you've got it there, if you can somehow sort of get it. I'm pretty sure you don't need an actual connection to play the game. So if you can sort of find a way to download it, you'll then at least have it. And it's an awesome, awesome game. So I'll just wait a couple more seconds. On tablet, my big PC is no longer... Oh, okay. Give it next line. Okay, in that case, I will give you across to congratulations, Dr. Dredgy. So you are the winner of that particular key. So I've got the base game, guys. But if you want to give it to somebody else, you can as well. So you've won it there. Like I'll still just keep it there. Again, unless you really, really don't want it. But yeah, but you can certainly gift it anywhere you like. So if you've got friends who you think might want it, then that's great. So anyway, you've got it there. So yeah, that's all good. All right, we are done there. So we'll just go back into the race menu and then quit back out. We've got one more run at the end. I'm sure you want to quit. Yes, confirm, and back to the game. Back to the game. So we've got the, where are we? Down here. Distant Worlds 2. Now tomorrow I'll be playing in, how long? In around about 21 hours. No, sorry, not 21 hours. In a lot less than that. What have we got? 6, 7, 8. So about 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours from now, I'll be playing on the Slytherin TV Twitch site. So it's twitch.tv/Slytherin TV, and so I'll be streaming again more of this game at that point. I'll just go and get the chats so I can see them all. Okay, that's all done. All right, so that's going to be so that I'll be over there again to sort of show off portions of the game. I've got to show off some of the other factions. I forget which one I'm up to actually with that, but anyway, let's just go and continue the game. So we had so where we just left off just a few seconds ago. We've got a few little things to do. So again, this is all part of the 15-year celebrations of Distant Worlds. So offer Obtunus a gift. Now it's wanting a lot just to get the initial contact up. And I'm thinking we might do that. So let's go and invest in this one as well. I could send an invasion force out, but that's then going to change our like everything about who we are. So I'll keep that one where that is. Now that's the one we just took. That's not the new one. The new one we're now trying to get is this one over here. So we're now trying to make them happy with us. So they'll accept that gift. And so there, if we now go and have a look at who they actually are. So if we go and just go to show me. Actually, why is that not showing up? If we go to independent colonies. There it is there. So they're +7 now. And colonization chance is still 0%. But we'll just keep on. We'll be asked to keep on giving them gifts, which I will do. So that's actually okay where that is. Accept our gift there. All right, everything else is now just sort of thumping along. Here we go. Now the third troop is still trying to retrofit, so they're retrofitting at Lamtrini 4. So there'll be a big lineup now at the spaceport. This is another thing that you can sort of end up with too many ships in different areas. This one does have a queue, small freighter, mining ship, exploration ship. That looks all okay. On the planet itself, we've got no building queue, which means the third. So next year says retrofitting to latest designs at Lamtrini 4. I'll just go and tell it to do that again, because that should be over here at the spaceport. Just going back in for retrofits. And if we have a look at these are this is just the Frigate Mark 1, and we've got Frigate Mark 2, so these should all be being upgraded. New ambassador has appeared as well. Might have a look at the groups we have. So we have both ambassadors now waiting at Lamtrini 4. So they're both. This one here's got. This one's completely untested. This one's just a bit poor at counter espionage. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them to a new location. So we have the Denebolt Imperial Coalition. we've got the independent colony back out through the side as well. So I could actually send them out to try to sort of make them a little bit happier. And that one there is the pirate faction, which I don't really care much about. So I'm going to send this one across to there. So we'll transfer to that location. So Denebolt 6 is actually where the Artuks are. And we'll send the other ambassador out to just to help smooth this independent colony out a little bit. Just transfer it to that location. It does take a while for them to get there. So they sort of go in like a shuttlecraft across to where they actually are. Now, actually, another thing I want to do is just go back to characters and have them so that they're not automatic anymore. So I'm just going to go and click on the A there, that little A symbol, or up into here. Same with the Admiral. This is commanding the second invasion fleet. I want that one to be part of the third fleet. So transfer to new location, and again, get rid of it so it's not going to automatically go anywhere. The generals are, this is going to go to the second invasion fleet. I'll transfer that one and have it also manually controlled. The scientist is fine, just with that automatic as well. So I'll just leave those now, just where I'm micromanaging those a little bit. Second invasion fleet, I'm not sure what they're doing. They're just doing stuff automatically. I'm just going to leave them to it. The third fleet is retrofitting, hopefully. This one's still coming in. Unknown system, I'm going to decline that at this stage. They're sort of struggling with setting themselves up. Oh, that's a Mark II, that's good. Mark II. Mark II. So they're coming over here after they've been retrofitted. So this is looking good. Okay, this is fine. So these are all now the new designs that we end up having. And so they've got to respool their shielding because we've got new shields. So this is the Covidian shields that they end up having. So that's all fine with where they all are. So it's going to take a little bit of time just for that to spool up. One thing you don't, like they will spool up in hyperspace as well. Actually, here we go. We've now found the Mortallans as well. Just dismiss them at this point in time. With these groups in through here now, so the third fleet is still retrofitting a little bit. It looks like just those fuel tankers are the only ones that are actually left in here. Oh, this one here. We're waiting on one more to come in from outside. If we go back to the third, this one here is coming in for retrofitting. So I'll let that one come in. That'll allow all the others to then spool up their shielding. So this one we've got 192 with the shield that it's got. So this is actually one of the old Vassal 2 designs, which has just got deflection shield generators. You still got the velocity drive, that's okay. Maxos blasters, yes, this is a really old design. Coming in, so mining station was boarded, so they just steal things if they do board it. Here comes they're loading troops as well. At Newtonize, backing up this way. So they're avoiding these nebulas. We've got a path through the nebulas there. So most of the ships will bounce across to here and then across to here or out this way. Okay, this has now been, if we go back into this location, this has now been repaired. So now we have to investigate it to see if we can take it. And so sometimes this can be like a pirate surprise or something, but this is actually fine. So we've now taken this particular ship. So if I now go and dismiss this, inside the colony ship are millions of Kydians sleeping in stasis hibernation. Now with those these are great at research. So we need to find, with the Kydians, they do have a +5 in colonization suitability for forest planets. If we go back into the actual colonies, the potential colonies we can then go and settle, we now actually have a couple. We've got a volcanic world, which have maybe just found that this isn't suitable for them. This is the continental planet that we saw there before. If we have a look at this one through here. So the Kydians are +25, the Daots are +25 as well, and we can also settle now with Boscara. So we've got a few, and this is actually this is why this one is now available to us. This is a volcanic planet where the Boscara actually like to settle this particular one. So we could send up could build a another Boscaran world there, and similarly back in through there. But that one there is pretty much the only planet, and it's actually this is one we can. It says we can send that one there, so we can actually send that one out there straight away. Let's go and find out where that one actually is. So that is, yeah, that's close enough to everything we've got. So that's going to be within, if I press the Alt key again and click and have a bit of a look, it's only 80 m away from that location. So it's on the other side of the galaxy. Oh, no, not the other side of the Empire, sorry. But I could actually send it out that way, so I might as well do that. The trouble is I've then got to find ways of protecting all of these, which becomes a bit of a problem. So I've got Navi 1 down that way as well, out this way. And we've got Tippara in through this other side, which I could colonize. So I can actually just tell them what to do. In this case, I will actually send that one there. So I'll send that particular colony ship out to colonize that particular location. So it's it's already, so that's now going to go off and colonize that world. So we'll end up with another world out that way with Kydians, and we'll end up with Dayots. We'll then sort of move in with the Kydians to help in that particular world. The money is actually looking very, very good with what we end up having. I think I might look at building another fleet now. So we'll just go across into our fleet templates. And I'm just going to go into the defense fleets. And again, it's only got 7 ships in the group. It's going to cost me 35,000 to build it. I've got 43,000. So let's build a new defense fleet at, and I've then got a few different locations that I can build it at. But I'm going to build it at the home world at Lam Trini 4. It's nice and early at the spaceport there. So that's nice, and that'll be a nice fast build for us. So that's going to be built, and then I'll send that one across with that one there. If I go back to the fleet, so if I press the F key, I can then cycle through the various fleets. So 4th Defence Fleet down through here, Control 4. Just go and grab that one. And I'm going to put this one out at Rivik at this location because this is an important location for us. So with that one selected, with the actual 4th Fleet, even though it's not built yet, I'm going to right-click on the Rivik Research Station. And I'm going to send this one as set home base for the 4th Defence Force. And so it's now got it's got the orders that we'd set up before is defend targets in the same system as its home base, which is the Rivik Research Station. So that's now going to ultimately just go and look after this system. And that's all I want it to do. And this little blue marker is telling me that it's automatically set for defend in that system. So it's looking after that particular system through there. If we have a look at this one up through this other side, the 1st Defence Force, it's got a much broader range. Now, I can go and change those tactics. So I'm going to change this one also just back to I might just make it the same, maybe 50M range or something, just so it's protecting that little area. But that's okay. So that's just going to set up its protection. The 3rd Fleet is still waiting on one more ship, I think. Yeah, this ship in here is still just trying to get there. Which one is it? The top one there? No, not that one. Deadly Rebellion. It's out of fuel, which is why it's going so slow. Let's just wait for it to do the retrofit, and then we'll send it off. This is all part of the third. It's part of the 3rd Fleet. It's the last remaining ship in the 3rd Fleet to move off. These invasion fleets are just moving around, picking up more troops as it goes. So getting ready for an invasion somewhere. Like, you know, so at least be prepared for it. Now we're seeing other pirates through there, which is fine. Got space monsters out this way. And we know that we've got space monsters in here at Warthong. In fact, we can now see them. So we've got a range of them in through here, but we're not picking them up all that well. So we'll have to go in and actually we'll have to destroy these. We may have trouble doing this. So we'll just wait. Now that one there, we should have the last of these coming in somewhere. Is that it there? The Whaling Mandate, that was the one, wasn't it? That's now a Frigate Mark II. It's just leveled up. So if we go back to the 3rd, now we've still got more that have to be retrofitted. That's a tanker. Oh, there it is. Deadly Rebellion. Was that it? That's retrofitting now. So it's now going to come into the spaceport and then be pulled apart. So we can then sort of see that the shielding will then disappear. It's now under construction. So if we have a look, it's still the Vassal 2 with the deflection shield generator. That will then be pulled away fairly soon, just while construction is happening. So it's still just waiting. maybe, oh, there's other ships queued up. So these are new ships for the other fleet. And then we have the Deadly Rebellion is at the back end of the queue. So the other ships are all in front of it. So we just have to wait for that one to be built. So there goes the 4th Defence Fleet. So that's some of their ships. They'll be moving off. They're just leaving the construction yard now. So if I go and click on the 4th, they'll ultimately end up over here. We just have to now wait. Wait for this one to get through the queue. The Deadly Rebellion. Then we can send them off. Byron saying a manually controlled generals picked back up after invasion landing. They land with the troops. I always manually move them because they just tend to sort of take a long time. And I guess, look, I could put it on auto because at least then it would keep on staying with the actual troops. Got a new mining station complete up through there. We haven't really done any combat in this run through. But we'll be sending the 3rd fleet in to destroy those. I think they're the border cars. I think is the beast that we're trying to sort of destroy at that world. I think what we'll do is we'll try to at least sort of set up a mining operation for the Zintabia fluid, just so we can get it into our empire. It's going to make a massive difference to what we're doing. It's going to one little, again, a little tip if you are sort of playing the game, is the secret to getting a colony to actually make money, like Limtrini 4, is through happiness. The more happiness you have, the more taxation you can then go and do. So you want to be getting these like planetary governance type areas to it improves happiness, but also it gets rid of corruption. I won't go through in detail how this works, but it's a bit convoluted. But you want high development, you want very high happiness. Development leads to happiness. So at the end of the day, the happier your world is, the more you can then tax it. You can see there the current tax rate is too high at -43. It means that we've actually been pushing the tax up automatically to get a -43 result. It tries to keep a +5 all the time, and it does that through taxation. So the planets that make money, like through here, so we've got 2 that are making money, like one making a lot, Lamtrini 4. Lamtrini 2 is probably going to, if I go and click on it, its taxation is probably not going to be all that much. You see how its approval is +7. So the tax there is 20%, 32% here, much bigger planet, much bigger population. This one here, this one is almost now reached a point where it's starting to now make money, but it's still the approval rate there is +22. So the tax rate here is quite low. This is to get growth. It's trying to encourage growth of this particular world. This one's almost clicking over to becoming a profitable world. These other 2 that we have, like Indara 6, is still trying to get growth. And so the development still needs to be improved as well. And same with Ryvik in through this other side as well. This one is promoting growth in through here. So we're getting more and more Dayots are now moving in as well into these different worlds. In fact, we're not putting them there. They don't like this world, but they do like this world. So they're moving across into those worlds as well. New escort completed. That's okay. We'll just dismiss those. But this is where the game you can just leave it on automation. It'll do a good job. It's just if you overbuild, like if you end up with too many ships or something. But we're fine where we are. The fact that we have positive cash flow is always a good sign. Yeah, so it wants to build another small colony ship. It is actually reserving, so the advisors are reserving money, which we don't need to do. So we quickly can see how we're going here. Now, it looks like that last escort has been done. Yeah, the retrofit is now complete. So let's go and now attack this particular group. So we're going to move out over to the Warthong system. And we can't see what's here. So I'm just going to bounce in somewhere close-ish. Now, the ships that we have, the escorts have got the short-range sensors. So they'll be able to spot these. And the other ships have got the better combat abilities, and they're faster in space. So let's just go and get the 3rd fleet, do a long right-click, and just tell it to move there. So we can at least identify it. New escort's now completed. So the invasion fleets are still just moving around everywhere, just picking up troops, getting ready for what we may need it for. There's nothing concrete that we need. Again, it's just automatic, like the invasion fleets are set to full auto. This one here was set to automatic, but it's now changed. The third fleet is now moved. It's no longer has a little symbol, which means that we're now sort of now in manual control. So it's now moving past all these different locations. So we don't have a base there at all. It's low mining rates there. Yeah, won't worry about it. Won't worry about it. Now, actually, I've got, at the moment, I forgot, I've actually got the combat overlay on. I'll just turn it off because it then sort of makes everything come to life. I've had it on the whole time, sorry, it's one of the settings that I keep on. But in this case, we do actually have the, I was wondering, why is everything so small? Like we can't sort of see anything, but it's because I had the combat overlay. Combat overlay will then just make it so that your military stands out. But in this case, we're sort of still in the expansion phase of the game. New resort base completed. That's just going to help with money. So here we go. Now we've got another one here where there's a this is just a Gravelex. These are fairly simple to get rid of. And we may switch across and just ditch that one, get rid of that one while it's threatening the mining station. So let's just go back to the third and just tell it to go and attack this. So to just attack the Gravelex directly. So the mining ships, these military ships will now sort of stream in. So they've now been given a new target. And we'll just clear out this whole system. They'll be coming in soon. So they just had to stop where they were, and then they'll reset. They're right on the edge of coming into the system. Here they come. And they've bounced in really close. Really close, actually. There we go, smashed it straight away. So this is, so we've now just got the Gravelex servers destroyed before it could even do anything, which is great. Now, we managed to sort of jump right on top of the actual target, which is, if we have a look and see, if you haven't looked at this before, the actual faction that we have, we're playing as the Daoits, and if we have a look at the actual bonuses and stuff that we do get, actually if we look at the, probably not so much in here, where would be the best place? Got the leader there. Government. It's leadership. Yeah, no, we're not seeing it there. This is the this is the bonus we get from surveillance oligarchy. I don't think we're seeing it through there. There's actually one that we end up getting. This is our leader that's giving us this bonus, and that's maintenance. No, that's not it there. The if we go back into the diplomacy, is it this one? I forget where to find it. I'm not seeing our own faction. Where is it? I'm sure it's up in here. The actual where we get it. I think, well, the easiest way to probably do it is just to go to F1 and open up the Galactopedia. Just get rid of the game concepts and just go down to the alien races. If we go to Daoits, we end up with different abilities that we end up having. So we've got the bonuses. We've got hyperdrive research. This is the researching through here. The special features we have is we could get deep cover mission success against another faction. We'll provide disinformation. We've got inspiring conniving. I'm just seeing if we've got anything that's going to show us how we can then sort of get closer with our jumping. And it may be the hyperdrive. Yeah, I'm not seeing it specifically in here. And it's been a while since I've played these. Just quickly go back out again and go back to the technology. And we'll just go back up to the hyperdrives. So the hyperdrive here is the hyperblock insulation. The jump speed 600 is great. Jump range 130m, jump accuracy 3500. If we have a look at the other jump down through this other side, jump accuracy is 4500. This one here is 4200. So we're much more accurate with this particular velocity drive, that jump accuracy, which means that we end up very close to where we need to be with the attacks. This one here is a little bit better even again. But that one there, we just happened to sort of end up getting really, really close in a very, very tight formation with our fleet. So the fleet has now done a great job there of actually bouncing right in. And now we're seeing these because we've got the other locations. I think we have. I can't actually hit it. I'm not seeing it clearly enough. So I'm going to bounce across to here. So I'm just going to move to that location. We'll be a little bit exposed. I've got nothing close by that I can actually jump to. And again, if I want to sort of see, these things have got... oops, hang on. Let's... If I just press Alt key, click, and drag. So we've got 100M... Sorry, 100... No, 1M is where these guys can see things. At this range, with the third fleet... they should now be able to see it. Here they go. So these are only Gravelixes actually. I thought these were going to be more powerful than that. So we've got a few different Gravelixes. Now these must have like a stealth ability. If I can't actually sort of open these up as such. I don't think. Just get rid of that. Yeah, so we can't actually sort of see what they're doing. But anyway, this is, I just want to now bounce in on top, so we'll get the third fleet again. Now that we can sort of see it within the range that it is, we can now just come back in and we'll attack this Gravelix. Now, it may get some shots in on us. These are coming out to attack us as well. And I'm going to now tell this one here to build a large mining station at that location, because we are going to finish this off. Here we go, nice and close. Now, to have a quick look and see what's going on, if I go and click on any unit, I should be able to then see the weapon ranges. I'm not seeing it there with these guys. That's the weapon ranges that we have for this ship here. So if I hover over that one through there, the sentinel beam is out to this area. Then we can see there the weapon ranges down below. So it's got the standard weapon range there of 1,000, and then the point defense is also about 1,000. So the Maxos Blaster and the railguns are all around about the same range as the blaster. There's a little red line there, which is a bit hard to see it, but that's the weapon range of the other standard weaponry. This one's got a wider range. It's firing at us. Now we can fire at it. It missed us with the first volley. It's down to 76. And we're hitting it with the torpedoes. Almost got this one. That one's now done. Let's get the third. It's now going to take on this baby one. It's gone as well. Now, none of our ships have taken any damage yet, and we've got another one over here. So we'll just go and destroy that. Let's have a quick look and see if we can see any others in this system. Now that'll clear it out. That's going to be it. So that's got that one done. Again, it's firing with its weapons. Hit our shields. Missed. And these guys are all firing. We got a hit through there somewhere, one of these ships. Been destroyed as well. So that was the thorn that was in our side. So we now actually have Wartherong 2 as a planet we can then go and take over. So this is going to be where the Zentabia fluid is. That's really, really important. And we'll just build a mining station there. I won't build an outpost. You can build a mining outpost, but the mining station will be enough for us at this point in time. Go back to the third. The third is now got no more jobs there. I thought I saw something else in here. I might as well clear out what I can find. There's one there. So we've got something in around this area. Let's just go and move across with the third out to this one. The other thing I can do is go back to my military tabs and then just go to enemy targets and just see if there's stuff around that we can pick up. These are actually not, yeah, they're all actual, that's not going to do us, actually, that's not going to help us. This is actually dangerous locations. This is probably the one. So at Zabraxis 2, there's actually something in through that other side. There's a Ardalis. 8 months ago, we saw a Gravelex at Sumner. I don't even know where that is. So we did the third fleet is actually going off to investigate exactly this. So I can actually tell them to go and queue threat investigation and clearance at Somna. So it'll actually find, if I have a look to see where they are, that's probably not too bad to do that one. They're not bad to do that one as well. That one's currently visible. These are Vorta cars. These are very, very strong. So I can actually sort of go and queue these things up. Now, my way, there we go. That looks to be the pirate group, potentially. Now, this actually is just the group. It's not the actual pirate faction itself. If we have a quick look and see. Yeah, it's at the Boscara Council. We're going to need to try to find where that one actually is. At some point. Now, this is actually this is under attack by the Ardalis. The Ardalis is actually floating inside there, I think. No, is it? No. Where is it? Not seeing it there. Where are you? Third. It's moved to where it had to move to. Where's the Ardalis? Oh, there it is. So I'll send them back here. Around this gas giant. Base rated. They stole some credits. You know, can sort of clip inside the areas. So we're just trying to keep on the outside of the gas giant, but the Ardalis may be inside the clouds. That's not a by design. That'll be a bug. But it's actually just having to clip its way in. There we go. We're firing inside there. Here it comes. It's just clipping inside. Slowly sort of taking damage as the ships close in. Okay, that's done. Alright, just press B, and if I then just press tab I can then sort of bring things back. If I press shift and then Q or E I can then get back to, so we're just looking at the northern area. So that was that one. If we could just go back into here again and look at more threats. We found the Awekarus. Alright, so they're not going to like us at all. Dismiss that. Propose another gift. I will offer the gift. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is now newish in the game. It's been around for a little while, but this will tell you why you're seeing this message. If it's something where you've got like a setting set up, it will then sort of show you. Oh, damn, I clicked on it. It's some of them won't show you if it's just something that's just sort of automatic, but that one there had like it showed specifically why it was coming up, that particular message, and gave us a chance to then change what we're actually doing there. I will send a gift. I'll wait for it to come up again. I think by clicking on it I got rid of it. New colony ship completed. Actually, we'll go and change this. So we'll just go and change these guys to I'll just go and talk with them. Send a gift. We'll give them a large gift. Now that we've got that other colony ship built. So we gave that one a lot of money. Probably still, it's now pleased with us at plus 16. So 12% chance now of colonization success. Yep, we'll offer the treaty. Oh, that was exactly what I was looking at there. We accept your treaty. That's good. That's going to then also just increase the general happiness that we then end up having. So the fourth is now in position. So it's now just ready there to protect against the pirates which are operating out this way. Again, when we get enough money, it might be worth getting another fleet. In fact, I think it's now worth time getting a 5th fleet. So I'll just get another defence fleet. So I'll just go back into the fleet templates, defence fleet, build new defence fleet at, and then just at Lamtrini 4 spaceport. And that will be the 5th fleet, so control 5. So we now have the 5th defence fleet is now going to be the fifth fleet. And again, we've got a fleet out through there. The 1st, we've got the 4th. Really, probably the place I do want to have it is back out this way. So I will actually go and set up, there's a freighter coming in to trade with that world. I can't set up, like with the 5th fleet, I can't actually tell it that this is its home base because we don't control it. So I need to actually have something I control. So I do actually control this one over here. So we'll just go and set up that as the home base. And again, it's just going to be set up for the same system. That'll be fine. That will then take on the pirates as they arrive. 3rd fleet hasn't got really anything else to do. We'll just go back to the targets again, just sort of see what we end up having. That one there's not too far away. There's a few of them in here. There's another colony ship with Artooks in it, which we don't really want. But that's sort of protected by these Vorticars. So we'll actually tell it to go off, and so the last scene, so Q threat investigation clearance, no fleet available to investigate. If I set the 3rd fleet up as an attack fleet, so I'm going to tell its template is attack, its role is going to be attack, and I'm going to set its range up to be very, very long. So it's say 200M. That should now make it so that we can actually then start to push these things out. Where's that one? But just go back to the 3rd. The 3rd is now operating from Finbar 2, which I don't really want it out there. It should be able to pick that up. I'll just tell it to start to go off and queue these threats up. Just get all of those done. Should be able to pick those up as well. I'm not sure why we can't do that. But these, so I can just sort of automate what we sort of see around these locations just with the 3rd. If it's within range of the 3rd, they'll eventually end up getting out there. Okay, new mining station completed. That's fine. We're at 92% now with planetary governance. I would hate this to fail, and I've got 101, so I'm just going to go and crash for the research. I'm going to pay the cost. It won't be very much. But that then secures it, so at least it won't sort of end up disappearing. Then we do have enhanced slavery as well. I won't worry about that one so much. This is, again, special for us as the Daoits. What else do we want after we get the efficient blasters? It's going to then get our speed up to 720. I'm thinking shielding, oh not shielding, sorry, armor. Maybe the best option next. So if we just go back up the top here, we've got weapons. So weapons are all at the very, very top. You can sort of cycle through them, jump to weapons up the top there. Troops down and through this other side. Reactors. Now we do actually have, that's the shielding. Reactors up the top here. And they can be useful. You can end up ending up, if you get the right reactor, it can help a lot. But I won't worry about that one so much. Shields. Now armor should be around shields, I think. Engines. Armor. So we only have simple armor that we can actually go and get, but I think it's worth getting. So I'll pay the cost just to sort of put that in with the list. So we'll just exit that one. And just let it continue on. Now with these, with this planetary governance, we're going to then want these on pretty much all the planets. That will then help us again with loyalties, etc., etc. So Bambudium is saying, any news on the release date of the new DLC? Are we close? We are close. believe, like they're certainly in beta testing at this stage, so they're sort of working their way through that. So yeah, that's sort of where they are with it at this stage. I'm not sure how far off it is though. I think it's pretty close. I mean, for all I know, there may be an announcement that comes out during this week. This is the celebration week, again, for the 15th anniversary. So there's not much else we need to really sort of focus on. We didn't find that pirate base, so I can't send everything else off out against that one. The third fleet is just doing its job. Yeah, the invasion fleet is just moving around all over the place. The fifth is being built. So, here we go. Now it wants us to declare war on the. So this is actually an advisory. This is the thing down through here. So the diplomacy war is set to suggest. So I can actually go and cycle through the different settings for that one, but that one's been set for that one in through there. So view all automation settings in the policy screen, or just flick this one across. Now diplomacy for war. We are ready, to be honest. We're pretty much ready. We've got the planetary governance research completed as well. Now we'll be playing this again, as I said before, in around about how long? 6, 7, about 8 hours from now. I'll be playing again. So I might just leave it where we are, with everything sort of set this way. And so when we come back in, I actually forget what I'm supposed to be showing tomorrow. It's my plan was that I was going to end up playing the different factions, but we can still sort of do that with where we are. So let's finish this off with another. I'll just save where we are. So we'll save the game, and then we'll do the last of the giveaways. So I'll save that one. So we played 15 years where the AI played, and then we played basically 4 years of just me playing for the remaining 2 hours or whatever it was. So anyway, it's a very, very cool game. There's so much, like it's not overwhelming. Like it's like, you know, even with taking over from the AI, I didn't change that much ultimately. I'm just letting the game is still just running itself to a large degree. We'll exit out to desktop. Actually, before I do that, we'll exit out to desktop, and we'll just quickly go back into the settings that we have in through here. So, guys, if you are watching on YouTube, just type "win" in the chat, and you'll then be in the running for a key. We've already had a few winners there, and how many have I got left? I've got 3 left. So what I'll do is I'll do 2. I think I've sort of split it up. I did 3 and 1 last time with Twitch. I'll do 1 Twitch winner and 2 YouTube winners. So if you just want to put in the word "win" not in Twitch. In Twitch, you're going to need to do something different. In YouTube, just type in the word "win." If you're already in there, it will just keep you in the list. But there we go, getting a few extras in through there. So we'll do 2 YouTube winners, and I'll flick across to Twitch, and we'll just do the one Twitch winner. So what we'll do there is we'll just come back out. We'll do that one straight away, and this time I won't click away from this when we get it started. So what you'll need to do, just wait until I actually get marbles up and running. And then we'll do it again. I'll just grab a drink while this is setting itself up. In fact, what I'll do is I'll wait until we get it running. Just go continue. Race and random. That looks like a good time, I think. So this is the dojo. That's going to be interesting. I have no idea what that's going to do. So we'll just go play. So what you now need to do is as soon as it loads in, is !play. But just only if you're on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, it's just "win," the word "win." If you're on Twitch, it's !play. I'll just grab myself a drink. So if you guys want to start sort of piling in, we'll then sort of run this race, and it's whoever wins this, whoever the winner is, gets that key. Again, if you've already got the game, just still jump in, just have some fun with it. You can win as many as you like. It basically in the Twitch side of things. In the YouTube one, it's set up a bit differently. But anyway, feel free to bounce in, even if you've got the game. If you just want to have some fun with it, I'll just go and get myself a drink of water. Alrighty, just let them come in. So I won't move away. I'm just going to let this one sort of build up before we sort of click on the play button or the start button. So it's whoever gets number 1 here. Whoever's the first over the line will win this one. And then we'll do 2 winners for YouTube. But the YouTube, if you're on YouTube, just type the word win in and you'll be in the list. Alright, I'll just wait a couple more seconds. That'll do us. We don't have too many players in this one. I'll start the race. So here we go. You've got 10 seconds if you are still wanting to get in to type !play. There we go. Got a few more coming in. Just wait a couple more seconds then. See if anyone else wants to join in. Nope. Okay, that'll do us. 10 more seconds. Off we go. Hopefully it'll show up this time. It's still. It's not really seems to be working with the actual with seeing what's going on here. No, I'm not seeing it. This is annoying. I don't know what. I must have changed the setting somewhere, so I don't actually see the numbers. See the. I'll just press number 1 and we'll just watch one of them sort of coming through. So this one's now coming back out. Stewie. Oh, that's the actual. That's the. Oh no, that is actually someone. That's actually real. So coming through the bamboo, across to here, hitting the bamboo. No one's fallen off yet. I like the. Oh, someone's out in front. So someone's actually further out. That may be the record holder. Yeah, it looks like Stewie's still actually number 1. So Stewie at this stage has got the inside running. The other one, see now Synonymous has now sort of hit the lead. So this is Synonymous back out here. Bang, straight through the loops. Still leading. Here comes Stewie behind. Synonymous is actually in the lead here for the key. Oh, there's Stewie. Stewie's hit the lead. Oh no, it might be Zenku. That might be Zenku. Who's that one? Let's just have a look and see until someone else gets out there. It's Stewie up the top there. Who's down the bottom there? Hard to tell. Here we go. It's Synonymous. Synonymous is still out in front. Stewie is now coming in behind. We did see the name there. A few of them are now falling off. So there is some danger somewhere in the map. But Synonymous is the one that we're following. This is for the key. So a few people have already lost. Now this will push people out. If you don't want to get pushed out from here. Nope, you're through. I think you're safe. Synonymous coming in for the win. It was a good run too, good numbers. There you go. So we actually have our winner. I'll just let everyone else sort of finish, and we'll then sort of see what happens. We should have some pop off from the top up through here. There we go. Some of them will actually get caught in this group and get thrown off the actual off the location. It's a good looking map, this one. It's got a couple more that have to finish. I'm not sure where they are. Don't know where they are. There's Grimalex. There are all the winners down there. Where's number 6? Here she comes. Lady of Distrust. So this is the last one we're waiting to finish. The others didn't make it. So, Synonymous, you are the winner. Let's go final results, and I'll put your name down next to that key. Okay, so we've got 2 keys now for. So I'll just go back to race menu and then quit out of that one, and confirm that we're leaving that one. Yes, and we go back to our list in here. So we've got 23 entries. So the so we're going to choose 2 winners from here, guys. So I'll just put in. There we go. So we've got the. You did make it eventually. So we've got So with that one there, if you can just send me an email again, I'll just pop this into Twitch, DasTactic.com. If you can shoot me an email, synonymous, I can then send you the key, and we'll now just choose the winners here. So, good luck, everyone. We've got 2 we're going to win. So we've got this is Rennie Aoquin. So congratulations there. And again, you've got like a day. Otherwise, I'm going to do something else with the key. So we'll close that one. And the last key is going to Stewie. There we go. So Stewie is the winner of the last key there as well. So we've got all the winners down. I'll just close that one. I'll just pop in YouTube again, just where to send in just your emails. DasTactic.com. So just daz@dastactic.com. That will then reach me, and I can then get those keys out to you. So, well done, guys. Thanks for watching as well. That was fun. That was. This is a great game. This is my favourite Space 4X. Absolutely love it, and it's just getting better and better all the time. The devs are really, they're really like. It's funny sort of reading the comments. In fact, I might even just finish off because some of the. This is actually something I often do this with games, and I always get. Not annoyed, but I see a lot of the comments here. Now we get different people. Some of these are actually good. This guy's played a lot of time, like it's a hell of a lot of time. Probably, I forget how much time I've got on the game. I've got about the same level, I think. So this is a negative review. It's only just come out actually, like a month ago. So these are usually like to see if you fit the games. I quite often find that negative reviews are good, and for someone that's played this length of time, this will be should be an interesting review here. So I want to love Distant Worlds 2 desperately. Now this is in mid-90s there was a game called Stars published by Empire Interactive. It's one of the first computer games I played. I love Stars, by the way. That was a great game. I played that. I liked that one better than I liked Master of Orion. So just to put that into perspective, yeah, I just loved it. I loved it. So Distant Worlds 2, I need to fulfill the childhood fantasy. I'm not sure if it's going to get to specifics. Want more control or less, more detail or less. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything specific there. Maybe that's not going to help us. So this is a game that actually doesn't rate as highly as it should. It's sort of it's a funny game. It's funny actually. In recent times, it's very positive, 90%. That's actually good for the game. So it rates pretty much at 70%. I'll just stop that one up there. But it's certainly, in my opinion, deserves much higher praise than what it does get. 54 hours, again, that's a long time. The game is not bad, but the simulation is so complex that simply makes the user fully reliant on the game AI to micromanage everything. Well, that's true. To micromanage the game, you do need to rely on the AI, but you can override the AI. So this is where I sort of find, even though there's a lot of time spent here, I still think that it's not unfair because the game, you can set your own degree of automation with the game. So you end up just another AI player. It's not true. It's not true at all, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Yeah, if you like Paradox, you'll love this. If you're poor like me, wait for a sale. Well, the sale is on now. It's actually, for me, it goes well beyond what Paradox does with their games. This is it's a simulation at its core. It's not a game at its core, and I think that's where a lot of the negative reviews I find. Its simulation is so complex. Yes, it's a simulation. It's a simulation more than a game, and I think that's sort of where you sort of end up going with that one. So Grimmer likes to say playing 800 hours and not recommending is crazy. That's an insane amount of entertainment value for your money. That's true, actually, when you think of it like that. Like how many movies worth of time is that? It's a lot. So Synonymous is saying, yeah, Stars was awesome. It was a great game, that one. I mean, it's they were building a second version of it too, and something happened with they had a publisher, and then things went south, I think, with that. Yeah, it's just interesting. So Bolon P saying, I think many come to the game with comparison in mind and expectations from other games like Stellaris. Yeah, it's completely different. Stellaris, all of the resources there are global, they're not local, whereas in this game, and that's, for me, that's probably where it really does the big changes start. Like, you really have to be looking at what's happening at a local level, but not in, you don't have to do it in, like, we didn't go to every single planet and look to see what was where. We looked at one planet that was important, and we made sure that we end up getting control of it, which is really important in the game. It's just those little things, those little decisions where you can do stuff a bit better than the AI that makes such a world of difference. So hopefully this little playthrough that we spent, the 3 hours, will be helpful. Like, if you are sort of on the fence about the game, or you don't know much about the game, then hopefully that'll help, because it's just an awesome game. Like, it's really just incredible with what it does do. Great game, so much detail. Most of these are going to be positive, I think. Particularly sort of like these more recent ones. Great elements and some weaker points too. There are some weak points. I've got to say the user interface does get a lot of attention, but it doesn't get a lot of polish, if that makes any sort of sense. It's such a complex game that the user interface really is constantly being developed, but there are aspects of the user interface that really do need a hand along, like, to actually make it more intuitive for players. And it's sort of one of those things, I hope at some point they can really spend a lot of time on the user experience and the user interface. That's probably the biggest failing of the game, in my opinion. Not so much the simulation, I think, is brilliant. So the negative reviews, there we go. It's had a lot of depth, which is nice, but the game throws it away by automating the entire thing. It feels less like playing a grand strategy game and more like playing a desk job simulator, where you just approve or deny suggestions by the advisor. Again, you don't have to play that way. It's entirely up to you as the player what you end up doing. If you have suggestions that you get sick of, if you're all you're doing is approving, then just automate that, so let the AI manage it. If you're often denying it, then just make it manual and just control it. It really, like, this is 28 hours, which is sort of, it's a lot of time, but it's not enough time. So I think that this is just such a unique game. It's just unbelievable. But it does get a lot of these reviews, unfortunately, which I think a lot of them are really unfair. To be honest. Sorry, Red Dog, you're too late with the play. We've already finished the giveaways. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, but the game is currently on, like, this is about as cheap as it gets, 65% off. Sorry, I'll just get rid of that, just so it's muted. And we do actually then have, like, the bundle, I wouldn't worry about it. You don't want to go back to Distant Worlds 1, so forget all that. The DLCs are definitely worth it. And you do have 30% off for the Quamino and Gizarians and Ikaru and Dayuts. To be honest, I reckon that they're the strongest of the DLCs anyway, so that's a good choice. The other ones are good as well if you do want them, but these are nice and cheap at the moment. You're getting these ones. Return of the Shakhturi is a lot of content that came in with that one, but it is mainly end game sort of material. But there are certainly some aspects about that which are also good. You can see there the very positive reviews for Return of the Shakhturi. These ones here, I would imagine, would be fairly positive. Just positive, not very positive. It's funny, Return of the Shakhturi there is very positive. For me, it would be the other way around. Have they prettied up the Ikaru ships yet? I can't remember, actually. I can't remember if they did a pass on that recently or not. Certainly, like, looking at the Dayut ships that we were playing with, they look great, and I think they've done a lot there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching, and I will be back, as I said before, in around about 8 hours' time, to play some more of this. Hopefully my throat will be a bit better by that stage, and okay, so Voron Agrav is saying, seeing I got Distant Worlds 1, the bundle would be a better option. Does that give you a... I don't know if this actually gives you anything more. It's still the same price per unit through there. It's only Distant Worlds Universe being the cheap one. So this is still, even if you've got Distant Worlds Universe, then I wouldn't suggest getting it, to be honest. It really is. Distant Worlds 2 is so much better now than it ever was. And 65% off is great. I mean, for those of you that won the keys, great. You don't need to buy it. But if you don't have it, that's a very, very good price for what this game is. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching, and yes, it's great to sort of see that this has been in development now for 15 years. So this is the start of the anniversary streams. There's going to be a lot of streaming on Slytherin TV over the coming week, basically, while this special's on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.